shit. Almost ended. Shit. Hey yo, I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you sit down on top of me? Hey yo. Ooh, ooh, she want it. I gotta give it to her. She want it. Yes, sir. Okay, I reloaded. Watch this little documentary about my man Nip and about my man Nipsey daughter real quick.
My name is Imani Dior.
Money.
She 4, and her name means beautiful faith in Swahili. But
She grew up without a father. She fought through a custody war that played out in headlines across the world. She inherited millions, but no amount of money could fill that void. And now, at 18 years old, Nipsey Hussle's daughter, Imani Gadam, is navigating the streets of Los Angeles on her own terms. And some people saying she's starting to walk down the same path that made her father both a legend and a target. Imani Dior Asgadam just hit adulthood, and the life she's living right now is something that would break your heart if you knew the full story. And today, we're going to tell you everything. Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome back. If you've been rocking with this channel, you already know we don't do surface level coverage. We get into the real story, the facts, the family dynamics, the heartbreak behind lines. And today we're going deep on one of the most emotional stories in hip-hop right now. This is the full breakdown of Imani Asgadam, Nipsey Hussle's born, stepped into adulthood carrying weight that most grown men could handle. We're talking about a young woman who lost her father at 10 years old, got caught in a public custody lasted years, now standing on the edge of adulthood in one of the most complicated zip codes in the entire country. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, because where this story goes, you're going to want locked in. Let's get into it. Now, before Imani's story, let me keep it 100 with y'all and set the scene, because to understand what she's living right now, you got to understand who her father was, where he came from, and what kind of world she was born into.
Fact.
Nipsey Hussle, born Ermias Joseph on August 15, 1985, was not just a rapper. He was a community builder, a business visionary, an activist, and a father. He grew up in Crenshaw, South Central Los Angeles, one of the most gang-dense neighborhoods in the entire. His mother, Angelique, was African American. His father, Dawit Asgadam, was an Eritrean immigrant who fled his country during a war to build a better life in America. So right from the start, Nipsey was shaped by two worlds: the pride and discipline of African heritage and the raw, unfiltered reality of South Central. By the time he was 14, Ermias had already joined the Rollin' 60 neighborhood for the most well-known and rooted Crip sets in Los Angeles. This wasn't a choice made out of some thrill-seeking fantasy. In neighborhoods like Crenshaw, the gang structure was the community structure. It was protection. It was brotherhood. It was identity. Nipsey understood the inside out, and what made him different from so many others who came up the same way was that he eventually used all of that understanding to try to change it. He started rapping. He started owning property on Slauson Avenue. He opened a clothing store, buying back the block he grew up on. His 2018 debut album, Victory Lap, was nominated for a Grammy. He was having serious conversations with law enforcement and city officials about gang intervention.
Hold on, y'all, my fault.
Welcome to Iron Beam, the future of futures trading. With our its chart trading feature, 300 plus indicator can now trade directly the chart anytime, anywhere, delivering seamless trading across all platforms. The Iron Beam.
Rest in peace, Nick, man.
Intervention programs. He had cracked the code, how to come world and he was doing all of it while being father. But here we got to address the painful part of the story. On March 31st, 2019, Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed in front of his own store, the clothing, on Slauson Crenshaw. He was.
Wait, what you talking about, Rabbit? Ain't nothing gonna happen to Imani. They just telling her story, that's all. Ain't nothing gonna happen to Imani. When they said she gonna walk the same path as her dad that led to her death, they saying it like her, like Nip was the leader. You understand what I'm saying? You know, come on, man. Nip was a leader, like man. Nip was a motherfucking legend. You feel what I'm saying? And we from different sides of the track, but that's my nigga. You hear me? So they saying it like motherfuckers don't like when you're a leader. You feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't like when you doing better than, especially where we come from. You feel what I'm saying? A motherfucker hate on you so quick. That crab in a barrel shit is real. Motherfucker don't want to see you elevate higher than them or doing better than them. They'll rather get rid of you instead of learning from you and joining you to get on the same level as you. They'll rather get rid of you before that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what he basically saying, though. You know what I'm saying? He's not saying like nothing gonna happen to her at all.
He was 33 years old. His killer, Eric Holder, was a man from the same gang. The senselessness of it shook the entire hip-hop community and beyond, and it left behind two children who had to grow up without their father. One of those children was his daughter, Imani Dior Asgadam. She was 10 years old. So, check it. November 9th, 2008. That's the day Nipsey Hussle became a father for the first time. Imani Dior Asgadam was born to Nipsey and his Foster. At the time, he was 23 years old, grinding in the underground rap scene, putting out mixtapes and building what would eventually become an empire. He wasn't famous yet, he wasn't wealthy yet, but by all accounts, the moment that little girl came into the world, something in him shifted permanently. In the hood, having a child young before your footing can go one of two ways. It either pulls you down or it lights a fire under you. For Nipsey, it lit the biggest fire you've ever seen. He openly talked about how becoming a father changed his entire outlook, his entire grind. In a 2018 interview with Stephen Curry, Nipsey said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that in hindsight, having kids was probably the best thing he ever did. That's how he felt about being a dad. That's how much Imani and later Cross. What's important to understand is that Nipsey and Tanisha's relationship was on and off for years.
Yeah.
He later fell in love with actress Lauren London, who he was with from around 2013 until his death. But through all the relationship complexity, Nipsey never stepped away from Imani. He was present, he was active, he took events, he used moments on social media, and multiple people in his circle confirmed over the years that his bond with Imani was something real and deep, a relationship that went beyond just showing up for cameras. Imani grew up watching father than just a rapper. She watched him turn a clothing store into a movement. She watched him host free health fairs in Crenshaw. She watched him sit down with politicians and activists. She got to see the version of Nipsey Hussle that the rest of the world was only just beginning to understand. And in her young mind, that was just her dad. A man who showed up, who cared, who had a plan, and who tried every neighborhood had none. Former associates and family members have spoken about how Nipsey would emphasize integrity and leadership to Imani, trying to give her the kind of grounding that would carry her through life regardless of what came. For a young girl growing up in the shadow of Crenshaw, those lessons were invaluable. She was surrounded by a complicated world, but her father was trying his hardest to be her anchor. And then, without warning, that anchor was ripped away. March 31st, 2009, Imani was 10 years old. She woke up that morning as the daughter of a living legend in the making. By that afternoon, she became the daughter of a martyr. Let that sink in for a minute. For those who know the culture, losing a father to street violence in South Central is not an abstract concept. It's a specific generational wound. But Imani's loss in the public eye, in front of the entire world. The internet exploded. The vigils outside Marathon Clothing drew thousands. The tributes from Jay-Z, LeBron James, Barack Obama, and countless others were. The whole world was her father, and she had to process her own private pain inside that very public storm. There was nowhere quiet for her to fall apart. The audience, and that audience never left. Weeks after his death, in May 2019, there was a hearing in LA County Superior Court, and Imani was present. TMZ reported that when she saw her mother Tanisha in the courtroom that day, the emotion in the room was overwhelming. Tanisha reportedly broke down in tears. The hearing was over who would be Imani's legal guardian going forward, and that is where one of the most painful chapters of her young life truly began. Here's where the story gets real complicated, fam. Nipsey's family, his brother Black Sam, his sister Samantha, and his mother Angelique, moved quickly after his death to obtain legal guardianship of Imani. They're concerned that Imani's mother, Tanisha Foster, was not in a position to properly care for her. The family alleged that involved in troubling incidents of children. Tanisha, for her part, voluntarily agreed to allow the Asghedom family to take guardianship, at least initially, because she recognized her own financial limitations and wanted to make sure Imani maintained the lifestyle and connections she had built with Nipsey's family. She trusted them. According to Tanisha, their end of the deal. 2022, Tanisha filed a petition to have the guardianship terminated. She claimed that Nipsey's family had used their financial power and influence to restrict her access to her own daughter. She claimed they had promised financial support and involvement that never came through the way it was supposed to. She said Imani longed to love her, that Imani herself was asking when they could finally be together again. There is no longer any need for guardianship, Tanisha wrote in her court filing. Imani routinely asked me when are she and I going to be able to.
That was probably one of the only other things I didn't really agree with when it came to Imani, Nip's daughter. Like, yo, that's her mom. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, that's her mom, gang. You know, like, at the end of the day, it ain't hurting nobody but the child. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever y'all going through or however y'all feel about the mom, that don't mean that her daughter gonna feel the same way, because when Imani get older and start asking questions, y'all gonna have to answer them questions. You feel what I'm saying? Like, damn, why I couldn't see my mom? Da 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 da. Okay, she gave y'all guardianship while she got herself together. Shit, imagine if she would have tried to keep Imani and let Imani grow up in a fucked up situation when her dad family rich as hell. That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So she did the right thing with that. But as far as when she got it together, though, y'all don't keep nobody from their kid, gang. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's probably the only thing I really didn't agree with. Don't tear that baby between two sides. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't ask to be here. Don't tear her between. Don't try to make her choose. That's her mom, the person that birthed her, and y'all helped raise her. So it's like, you know, like Don't confuse no baby like that. Like that's terrible work.
To live together, longs to be with me as her mother. I am begging the court to terminate the existing guardianship. That's some breaking stuff right there. Mother separated from her child, be allowed to raise her own daughter. And on the other side, a family fiercely protecting the child of a loved and lost. For years, Imani was taught to
Right, because they looking at it like that's Nip's daughter. So that's like his heir. Like that's the heir to his throne, basically. You feel what I'm saying? She the oldest. So it's like she the heir to the throne. So I get y'all them wanting to keep her close, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, without T, there would be no Imani. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's her daughter. You feel what I'm saying? So like y'all had to figure that shit out.
the middle of all of this. Growing up, grieving, and two sides of her world over her in legal document in courtrooms while she was just trying to be a teenager.
It's crazy.
Now, the real kicker, and this is the update a lot of people have been sleeping on, is that in March 2025, this custody finally reached him. According to court docs filed on March 5th, 2025, Tanisha Foster officially joint physical and legal custody of Imani, sharing that custody with Black Sam.
Yeah, at the age of
Here's how
17.
the arrangement breaks down. Imani
17,
spends 60% of her time with her mother, Tanisha, and the remaining time with her uncle, Sam Asgadam. As part of the new agreement, mother Angelique and sis Samantha step down from their roles as co-guardians. Sam remains the sole guardian on the family side, while Tanisha and Sam share equal decision-making rights when it comes to Imani's well-being. The court agreement also states that Tanisha retains parental rights, something been fighting to have formally recognized for years. And there was language in the deal confirming that Imani should continue participation in all existing academic and extracurricular activities, whether she's staying with her mother or with Sam. Now, for y'all who might not understand just how significant this is, let me explain. In families dealing with the aftermath of a high-profile death and power are involved, custody battles the fact that both sides came to an agreement rather than forcing a judge to hand down a ruling says something. It suggests that somewhere along the way, the priorities shifted back to what was actually best for Imani. And Imani, who was turning 16 when this agreement was filed, is old enough that her own most certainly played a role in that outcome. But this ain't just about legal paperwork. This is about a young woman who spent the majority of her teenage years split between two households, carrying the grief of losing her father, living under the scrutiny of the public eye, and never being given
But when he
a
died,
real chance to be a normal kid. The custody resolution was a step forward, but the emotional damage
when Nip passed away though, all that don't matter no more. He dead. How can a dead person have any type of guardianship over you? They dead. You know what I'm saying? Like basically it don't matter no more. He's dead. So um the her mom gave them guardianship because a little drug habit and stuff like that. That's I'm glad. And then they abused it. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what the mom basically saying. Like y'all went from having me giving y'all guardianship to me basically not trying to let me see my daughter at all. Y'all lost y'all motherfucking minds. Like that's my kid. That little girl came out of me. You feel what I'm saying? Like y'all crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? That was like okay. Take for instance. Imagine my aunt trying to tell my mom she can't see me or be around me or da 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 da. That would have worked for a little while, right? But once I got older and got my own voice and was able to talk and all that, You feel me?
It's connected to how the entire Asghedom family and circle is living now. Years after Nipsey's passing, the question of income, legacy, and day-to-day life is central to understanding what environment Imani is growing up in. Let's start with the estate.
From 0 to a complete site is a single prompt with coding meets drag out.
Estate. In November 2023, Black Sam filed a full accounting report of Nipsey's estate holdings. And the number that came out was $11 million. That breaks down like this. $7 million sitting in various bank accounts, and the remaining $4 million spread across business interests, including 100% membership in All Money Inc., 100% Marathon Studios, 100% interest in the Marathon Tour Company, 100% interest in the Mara Clothing Inc., and Nipsey Hussle's full trademark portfolio. That is a real function business, not just memorabilia and merch. The report confirmed that Imani and Cross are the sole beneficiaries of their father's estate, each receiving a fee. As Cross is still a minor, his share is being managed on his behalf by his mother, Lauren London, which technically makes her a part owner of Nipsey's businesses. Imani's share has been managed through the guardian arrangement with Black Sam. Sam has been the engine keeping Nipsey's legacy alive from a business standpoint. The Marathon Clothing is still operational, both the physical store Lawson and the op. Black Sam also confirmed the development of a Marathon burger restaurant near the original Marathon Clothing location, a fast food concept built on the very same Nipsey laid his foundation. That expansion tells you the Asghedom family isn't just coasting on legacy money, they are actively building. Beyond the business side, Black Sam has teased the possible release of Nipsey in 2025, released material that Nipsey worked on before his death. Sam has been careful about it, making clear publicly that if Hustle didn't actually do the verse or work with someone or put together the blueprint for the project, they're not releasing it. That integrity around his brother's legacy is worth noting. He is not trying to cash in on anything Nipsey didn't personally put his stamp on. Lauren London, one of the most public faces of carrying the marathon forward. In 2020, she partnered with Microsoft in the Marathon Hustle 100K pitch competition, a grant competition dollars to Black entrepreneurs to help scale their businesses. That initiative was a direct continuation of one of Nipsey's deepest passions, financial literacy and Black ownership. Lauren has used her platform, her acting career, and her position within the estate to keep that alive. So when you look at the full picture, the estate, clothing brand, the music catalog, the community programs, the business competitions, Nipsey's family is not struggling financially, far from it. But here's the thing that matters most when we're talking money specifically. It doesn't fix everything, not even close. Now let's talk about where Imani actually is right now, because this is what this video is really about. And I want to be real with y'all about what we know and what we don't, because this young woman is still building her identity and deserves some space to do that. What we know is this: Imani Dior Asghedom was born November 9th, 2008. Depending on when you're watching this, she is right around 7, turning 18, across the line into legal adulthood in real time. She is living in Los Angeles, split between her mother's home and her uncle Black Sam's household as per the 2025 custody agreement. She's been photographed at family events and community gatherings, and from what we can observe on social media, she is growing into a confident young woman who her father's look in a way that is impossible. In November 2024, Imani posted a clip on social media that caught serious attention. Fans and media alike noted how much she resembles Nipsey, and the response from the hip-hop community was overwhelming love. People who knew her father personally, community members from Crenshaw, and fans from all over the world poured into her comments with support and well wishes, energy. And to people who love Nipsey, watching Imani step into her own is one of the most emotional things the culture has witnessed in years. There is something about seeing a piece of someone you lost still moving through the world that is both beautiful and almost unbearably bittersweet. But here's where we keep it 100. This ain't just a feel-good and the title of this video wasn't written by accident. There are real concerns circulating about what Imani's life looks like on the street level. Growing up in South Central with Crip culture embedded in her family's DNA, her father was rolling 60s, her uncle Black Sam was deeply rooted in that same world. The reality is that the cultural environment Imani is growing up in has not changed just because her father transformation. Nipsey himself spent still being connected to it. He brokered gang truces. He worked with police departments. He tried to buy back the block and turn it into something different. But the streets of Wilson and Crenshaw don't just form overnight because a legend said they should.
Hell no.
Imani is a teenager growing up in those same streets with those same cultural pressures without her father there to guide her through it. The question a lot of people in the community are quietly asking is,
The streets in LA ain't gonna change until the people in the streets want them to change. It don't matter about no legend. It don't matter about no politicians. It don't matter about no mayors. None of that shit. The only way the streets gonna change is when the streets want them to change, bro. Motherfuckers that's in the streets want them to change. That's it. So we can sit around and talk about all this. Yeah, you got certain motherfuckers that do good for the motherfuckers, you know, in the streets and shit like that. But at the end of the day, the streets ain't going to change unless the streets ready to change. And there's always new groups of motherfuckers coming in to the streets, new eras after the era that was already there. So if that era don't follow the same suit as the era before, the streets going to constantly be a revolving door and constantly be starting over from square one. And every era is a new leader, and that new leader might not want the same thing as the leader before. So the streets ain't going to change until everybody get on the same accord and get on the same type time. And that ain't going to never happen. I'm sorry to say, that's just never going to happen at all.
who is watching over her in that specific way? Sam, a man who'll work managing the legacy, doing the intentional daily work of making sure she's not getting pulled into the same gravitational force that took her father. Not accusations. They are the questions that people who love Nipsey are asking out of genuine concern, because they watched a man who tried to transcend the streets get killed in front of his own store. They are not trying to watch his daughter walk that same road. The sad truth is that inherited wealth is no guarantee or direction when the cultural environment around you stays unchanged. Imani will inherit her share of a multi-million-dollar estate, but she's also growing up in a zip code where gang affiliation is still a daily reality, where the memory of her father is painted on murals right outside the very spot where he was murdered, and where everyone who loved Nipsey is watching her every single move. That kind of pressure is something no teenager should have to carry, and she is doing it.
She gonna be protected though, for sure.
This game, not ready for it.
Imani definitely gonna be protected though.
Doing it largely without the one person who was built to help her carry it. Think about what it means to walk into Crenshaw with the last name.
Like Imani gonna be protected for sure. She definitely like the princess of the streets, real rap. Just because of who her daddy is and Black Sam and all the other motherfuckers that put in work for the hood and all type of shit, bro. She gonna be protected for sure. Ain't nobody just gonna touch her. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen. And I'm not saying she invincible, but ain't nobody just gonna fuck with her to fuck with her. Like that ain't gonna happen.
Think about what it means to school, to hang out with friends, to just exist as a teenager, while every adult in your orbit either works for your father's estate, grew up in his shadow, or knows every detail of his murder. She cannot separate herself from history because the history lived every corner of the neighborhood she calls home. The mural of her father's face is around the corner from where she sleeps. The store that bears his legacy is the same spot where he took his last breath. That is not a background detail. That is her daily reality. Now, for y'all who might not be from the culture, let me break this down so it hits the way it's supposed to. In communities like Crenshaw, legacy is everything. When your father is Nipsey Hussle, you are not just his daughter. You are a symbol. You represent something to thousands of people. Everywhere a goes in that neighborhood see her and they see him. Both a blessing and a burden at very highest level. The blessing is the love. No one is going to let anything happen to Nipsey's daughter. Not on that block, not in that community. She has a protective circle that most young women in South Central could never imagine. The Crenshaw community, the extended Rollin 60s family, the business people Nipsey built real relationships with, the activists he worked alongside. They all have a stake in making sure his children are okay. That protection is genuine, but the burden is equally real. Because with that protective circle comes a culture, and that culture includes same norms, value, gravitational pull that Nipsey himself spent his last years trying to slowly reform, that without ever fully being able to leave. You cannot be Nipsey Hussle's daughter in Crenshaw and be completely insulated from what Crenshaw is. That is not how any of this works. The observations that Amani may be gravitating toward that street lifestyle, following in her father's footsteps, not just musically and entrepreneurially, but in the gang culture that defined his early world, are not shocking. Anyone who understands that environment. They are heartbreaking, but they are surprising. This is the cycle. This is the trap that Nipsey was fighting against with everything he had. And the deep tragedy is that his death may have broken the very protection he was building for his daughter. This is not about blame. It's about understanding. At the end of the day, the Asgadam's situation is bigger than one girl's story. This is about what happens to children left behind by street violence. These that are rich in culture, served in the kind of structural support that could actually...
Alright, see now the boy that's doing the video talking a bunch of bullshit now. Like, bullshit I ain't really trying to hear. Listen, right? Shorty ain't gonna be no motherfucking gangbanger or none of that. First of all, she ain't grow up like that. Nip grew up in a different time. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, we grew up in a different type of era. She ain't growing up in that. So, like, she ain't gotta make that decision to be a gangbanger. Like, no. And she well off. Like, she ain't doing none of that, gang.
Interrupt these patterns and change outcomes across generations. Nipsey Hussle understood this better than almost anyone. He used to say the marathon continues. The work, the grind doesn't stop and doesn't stop. He was talking himself about his community, but more whether he framed it in those exact terms or not, and is now carrying that marathon. He is carrying his legacy, his blood, expectations of millions of people who loved her father and want his story to mean something beyond. She is doing it as a teen without him in the taken, with a family that has done its best to hold things together while also navigating their own pain and public battles. And still, he said, she is here, she is standing. Every birthday, every public appearance, every video she posts is proof that she has lost her father at the age of 10 in the way that she did, in front of the entire world. That forward is not a small everything. The real question is whether the systems around her, family, the community, the legacy structure Nipsey spent his life building, are doing the deep, intentional work required help become the woman her father believes capable of being. The woman he was invested before he was taken. Grief to run on a schedule, and grow up in the public eye with no room to grieve quietly and projecting expectations onto you. That kind of pressure can push a young person in directions that no amount of money or course correct more than a guardianship arrangement. She needed consistent, intentional mentorship. She needs to figure out outside of her father's story. She needed, and still needs, people around her who love her for Amani, not just to the culture. Because Nipsey Hussle didn't just leave behind an $11 million estate. He left behind a daughter who, in the few years, is the decisions that define the rest of her life. And the marathon he started, the real one, the one that was always about people, music, depends on her being okay. Look, fam, Amani's story doesn't have a clean ending yet, and that's exactly what makes it so important to talk about. She's not a closed, she is a young woman right now in real time, figuring out who she is and what her life is supposed to mean. She has access to wealth that most people in her neighborhood ever see. She has a system built around one of the most beloved names in hip-hop history. But she also has wounds that no dollar amount can close. Road requires a lot more than navigate with any kind of grace. Nipsey Hussle spent his whole career telling the world that ownership, community, and perseverance could beat the odds. Concept. And his daughter is the next test of that theory. At the end of the day, we want to see Imani win. The culture wants to see her win, not as Nipsey's daughter, but as your Asgadam, stand on her own, building something that makes his spirit proud. The marathon continues, and right now,
I just don't want motherfuckers to put all this pressure on Shorty like she's supposed to pick up her dad's torch and run with it. Like, what if that's not what she want to do? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to put them expectations on Imani like she's supposed to finish her dad's work. Like, that's not her responsibility. She don't have to do that. She can do whatever it is that she wants to do in life. If she don't want to do activism and all that stuff that her dad was doing, y'all can't fault her for that. Everybody not built for that. Everybody don't want to do that. You feel what I'm saying? It's enough motherfucking people that was in her dad's circle that's already handling that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she gonna want to be a part of certain things, but y'all can't get mad or blame her if she don't want to be 100% soul in charge of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's not her life. That was her dad's life. That's not her life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Imani gonna be do what she wanna do, and motherfuckers just gonna have to accept that. Well, right. My man Steve just dropped a video. Hold on. Where he at? Imani gonna be alright. My dog. My favorite white boy. I think it said he just dropped, didn't he? Where's that? I don't see it, bro. Steve, what happened? Where the video at, bro? Carmelo Anthony locked up? Oh, that's a different Carmelo Anthony. I was about to say, what the fuck are you doing locked up in jail, Carmelo? I fault y'all. I'm posting something for my bro. Man, I don't see my man Steve Voodoo was supposed to drop a video today. I don't see it though. Oh, here you go. Let me see. Weird.
Love you guys. All
Huh?
right, guys. 1 minute till the video starts, and bro, look at the chat. My problem. All right, guys. 1 minute till the video starts, and bro, look at the chat, and we have 2.7 thousand people waiting to
Where the fuck
watch
am
me
I?
and Togi's video. Love you guys so much. Boom. My problem with gaming laptops is
How
that they
come I don't
always get
see it?
too hot, and those cheap cooling pads never seem to do anything to help out. This will take your. All right, guys. 1 minute till the. All right, so if you go on my channel, you click it. All right, and then it's under collaboration. So you get, you're gonna scroll down. Collaborations, dude.
Oh, I see it. I don't think I'm gonna watch this whole thing, Steve. Steve, what the fuck is this, Steve? Oh no, Steve. Mm-mm. 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 Nah. Nah. Nope. Got too much copyrighted music playing, brother. I'll watch it later off stream, bro. I ain't watching it now, brother. You won't get me copyrighted, brother. I'm about to go watch my man Gates interview. Damn, whatever happened to Bobby? Bobby Altoff. Okay, it stopped raining. The sun coming back out. That's good. I don't know. What y'all want to watch a story time or something? Let's see. Let's see what let's see what Messi got going on. He said, I don't, that was a different. That was with my man Theo Vaughn. She was 10 when her. Right, left at the altar. Nah. Jim. Oh no, I did see a John that I wanted to watch. Hold on. I think I saved it. Hold on. I did save one that I wanted to watch though, for sure. I think he backdoored somebody and then his cousin backdoored him. Some shit like that. Hold on. Did I save it? Please say I saved it. Please say I saved it. Please. There it go. Yeah, he clapped his cousin and then got backdoored by his other cousin. But this ain't no story time. I think it's like a documentary or something. Dewey Ford. Gotta be from Chicago. Come on.
This young dude caught a 13 hat with his gang and even smoked his own cousin, only to get backdoored by his other cousin.
They said this is like a war.
Dang.
Chicago was stacked with shooters, but Dewey Ford from Face World 079 was on a different level of cold. By December 2025, the feds unwrapped a 26-page case exposing a crew behind 13 murders. A-style heist.
I'm trying to tell you, these little niggas be 13, 14, 15 years old with 13 bodies. Motherfuckers was born serial killers.
The main one behind the body count was Dewey, top hitter accused of smoking ops, innocence, and even backdoored his own blood. He wasn't just a drill rapper chasing views. He was a certified stepper who put the belt on Wooga World by himself. Cemented in the Rack's royalty, he moved through the trenches as the cousin of both Lil Durk. Still night starts with his third cousin, a drill rapper known in the trenches as the king of the back door. He was one of the deadliest hitters to ever walk the South Side. And when their paths cross at the end of this story, witness the real crash out. Before we keep rocking with me, gang, and beam on that like button. You're locked in with Hood Edition, and today we dive deep into the story of Dewey Ford.
Are you worried that using your home address for business puts your privacy at risk? I'm the one we can help. So you
know, this game Dewey Ford.
Biddy and KK.
Yeah, I'm 20.
I'm 20.
I'm a savage, gon' shoot where your granny sleep. I kill an innocent bro, I'ma bury me. Wait till he come outside, she gon'
But Dewey Ford was just not Harper. Born August 25th, 2000, deep in the belly of the South Side. Dewey didn't have to jump off the porch or go looking for the streets. Already inside the crib, he had two big blood brothers, Chubbs and Tay-Tay, two outstanding members from the Nine who did more than just give him a name. They showed brother the ropes and stamped his ticket before he even stepped foot in high school. The real war didn't start on the block. It started at Oliver S. Westcott Elementary. Deep in Face World territory, that school was the training ground. If you weren't rocking with the circle at Westcott, you were a target. This is where blood was signed and lines in the dirt. We linked with Day One Cello 2X, turning playground friendships into a roster of hitters. Classmates became rivals overnight. Schoolyard smoke. Dewey wasn't a bad student, but the noise from the trenches was louder than any teacher in the classroom. While other kids were chasing sports dreams, Dewey in the boys' town were leveling, moving from stealing to handling the tools of the street. By the age of 13, Dewey officially jumped off the porch. Under the wing of his brothers and the older 079 heads, he traded the classroom for the corners. It didn't take the petty crimes to turn into moving packs, straps, and getting his stripes as a certified member. His big brother Chubbs was already deep in the trenches. He ended up booked for a hat that cost from the jail. Chubbs' real name, Deontay Harper, on May 13, 2020, shifted the temperature at a gas station on the 8600 block of South Halstead. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a bit known as Savage from the gang STB, Stone Terrace, was sitting in his whip. A dark SUV rolled up and stopped the clock. Chubbs and another 079 member, Monty, hopped out while Savage was trapped seat. This wasn't a random hit. In a federal plea, Chubbs admitted the work was a move to boost his rank and solidify his status in Face World. The streets might talk. The FBI kicked the door and picked up Chubbs for a murder in aid of racketeering and threatened witnesses from behind the wall. For acting as the engine of violence for the 079, a judge handed Chubbs a 34-year sentence to federal prison. To understand Dewey's mindset, you have to understand the soil he's in. We're talking the history of Face World 079. The thing you should know is there are two Face Worlds, 069 and 079. Today, they're in a cold war, but it wasn't always like that. Before 2010, 069 Bogus and 079 Boys Town locked in. They were BD-dominated allies, both working under the tray and sharing territory. But one hit changed the temperature forever. The name Face World isn't just a brand. It's stamped in honor of Cornell Henderson. October 2010, 15-year-old Lil Face was on the sidewalk in the 2500 block of Lithuanian Plaza Court. Two shooters ran up and closed the blinds on a kid the neighborhood called a rising star. Shell casings from two different pipes had no record, but the star top-tier score. The hit was allegedly carried out by Boko, a Marquette Park set that started as a block club before turning into a high-level factor in the war against bogus 069. After Lil Face dropped, the unity cracked. A war word started over who the real Face World was. 069 started calling 079 Fake World, claiming 079 only showed up to their hood for birthday parties. 079 stood their ground, claiming the South was where Lil Face really grew up and built his name. The lane split years ago. They aren't at war, but they don't rock with each other no more. 079 now moves as Newski Gang or True Block. 069 runs deep under the Bando Boys umbrella with cliques like D-Gang and M. Seth then sends to Wentworth. That's the box. On the map, they call it Face World 079. But the trenches know it as True Block. The energy around here changed forever. 14, K.A. True, everyone's brother got smoked. True was a different breed. He had that rare kind of respect where he could stand on 069 or 079. Nobody would blink. He was the glue. It all went south on 82nd and Princeton. True wasn't out here looking for a body. He was looking for a fair shake. He stepped up for a one-on-one against a member from DOD.
Right.
True stood on business. The ops couldn't live with the L. They traded the fair shake for a pipe. One shot to the chest and a leg.
Like, what's up? Like, what's up with that? When I was growing up, we can throw hands, shake hands afterwards, and we cool. Shit ain't the same now. You beat a nigga ass now, you gotta worry about getting popped afterwards.
Legend right stood. True was blood to the city's heavy hitters, locked in tight with OTF Newski. And y'all know the tree. Newski was cousin to both Dirt. After the smoke cleared, the disrespect hit a level we'd never seen. DOD went to the internet to mock the dead, torching True Religion jeans just to stain his name. But 079 didn't. They took that hurt and rebranded the whole movement. Now, from 80th to Stewart, the bricks themselves carry his name, True Block. But you can't talk about True without talking about the war with DOD, Dre Gang. That's a blood feud rooted at 68th and Michigan that's been burning since 2013. Drago, aka Dre, was the spark. Before he was a shirt, he was a bucket boy, catching a rhythm for the crowds down at the L stations.
My name Dre.
My name D-Fly.
My name Dondre.
My name Brent.
Bucket boys.
We the Bucket Boys, man. That's our instruments right here. Bucket and some sticks. Yeah, man. We started up.
A week before Christmas, the clock just stopped. Walking home from Chapel, Dre got rifled at his heart. In that cold Chicago ice, a friend slipped. An order was barked, and Dre caught 6 as he fell. On his honor, DOD became Dre Gang that night. Face World 079 claimed that work, but it cost him. He must from 070 scooped by the 12 and 17 and booked that body. He was handed a 47-year ticket. But the score never really settles. It just moves into the music. Dewey put the final stamp on it on Exposing Me. Once on TV.
We the ones put Dre on TV. We gon' shoot the whole store when it's wartime. Don't shoot like Curry when it's clutch time.
Now we talk about 079 main ops, Wooga World. It wasn't always blood between 079 and Wooga World. Back in the day, around 2010, the youngins were actually brothers. They rocked with each other, walking the same halls at Paul Road.
Yeah, and yo, that's great. That's how it normally go though. Most of the niggas that be your ops be niggas that you grew up with. Y'all had a disagreement, and y'all became ops.
Yes, the map was messy back then. You even Mr. from Wooga World stood up in the circle with 079 like it was nothing. They shared the same air, even while 069 Bogus was already at war. Wooga. Everything went left on Christmas Eve, 2012. J Loud from CMB was taken off the board, and word is 069 the ones at work. When us settled, 079 had to pick a side. They chose their brothers at 069, and that choice sparked a fire that's still burning in 2026. J Loud with Brick Squad and World. So 179 moved with the 069. The sneak dissing turned into a full-scale war. It gets deeper than though. Word on the street is J was kicking it with Boko members when he fell. For Face World, that's the ultimate stain. Boko are the ones who took Little Face, the same law that birthed the name in blood. That's a hate that don't ever fade. The temperature in the city changed for good in the spring of 2014. Jews from '09, close homie to Dewey. He was only 18, standing on the 7,900 block of Vincennes, catching a vibe with his circle. Nobody saw the transition coming. Two shooters walked up and just let it lead. No words, no warning. Juju was left right there on the pavement. It was one of those moments that stopped the clock. A legend gone before he even got a chance to really spark. The streets didn't have to guess who did it. Marco from 079 took to Twitter, calling out final stamp on Facebook. Whole war was game changer when they hit Juju on the 9. They on the 9, Dewey 4, and the hitters haven't stopped torching Wooga World. The faces change, the names change, but that score stays active. Just the Juju fell, the war hit the front door. We ain't talking about a soldier, we talking about the face of the movement. OTF Newski from Face World 079 and OTF. He was blood to do 2014. A bright Saturday at the mall on 87th and Cottage. Newski just finished catching a vibe at the villa, walking back to his whip with the sun out and his head high. He didn't even turn the air or the shadows closed in. Two shooters emerged from the crowd and just let it lead. Newski, fueled by pure instinct, tried to floor it, tried to outrun fate, but the metal was already deep. Lost control 2 hours before his journey ended through the front window of a children's store. This wasn't his war, but it was his blood. 051, Young Money reached out to touch a legacy, catching a body for a beef inherited from dirt. Lamron. 079 and 051 weren't even on the same map, but that day, the distance didn't mean a thing. For Dewey, this wasn't a name on a shirt or a post on the gram. This was family. 15, the trauma was an interest on a debt no one could pay. At only 15, Dewey blew the porch down. He was officially clocked in. Lil Ant from the 9 smoked. He stripped the last bit of Dewey's childhood. Word is the Wooga World allegedly stood on that work, but the trenches don't just take your breath, they eat your soul.
Hell yeah.
Spring of 2017, the war came back for seconds. This time, it touched Cello 2X. This wasn't just a member, this was a frontline soldier, a main face from Face World 079. He's day ones from the halls of Westcott School, chasing dreams before they were dodging nightmares. But Cello didn't fall in a shootout or a high speed. He got hit with the ultimate stain, the back door. He got set up by his girlfriend. The same girl who held him at night is the one who handed him to the Reaper. For Dewey, that one hit changes him forever. He started posting on Facebook with heartbroken. The city watched him grieve in real time, but they didn't see the monster being born. By the time Dewey hit 17, he wasn't just a face in the crowd, he was a problem. And Juju and Cello had finally boiled over. December 23rd, 2018, the night before Christmas Eve. While the rest of the...
So in Chicago, right? So in Chicago, they name their blocks after their homies when they pass away. So when you hear names like Wuggle World or Newski Gang or T Block or stuff like that, like they name they, like they hood to be named 079th or something like that. But then when one of their homies pass away, they name the block after them for a while until somebody else pass away from their hood or something like that. And the names just keep changing. So it'll go from Wuggle World to Newski Gang and then to this, to that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they just name their blocks after their homies that pass away to memorize them and stuff like that. So yeah. So I guess one of their homies' names was Wugga. So they named it Wuggle World, you know?
The city was looking for peace. Dewey was looking for a target. He caught bang from Wugga World lacking. He didn't just let it lead. He makes sure that bullet head metal, but he was a ghost in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines for 2 long years. He finally checked out on the exact same date in 2020. But don't get it twisted, bang wasn't the start. By the time the clock struck midnight on 2020, Dewey was already walking with 5X name. 5 bodies dropped. The old 79 started talking loud. Evo hopped on the Exposing Me remix with Dewey, letting the whole world know how they were playing. Lil Bang got shot 3 months ago. He's shot, headshot, caught him where he wasn't supposed to be.
Lil Bang got shot 3 months ago and he still needs surgery. Back shot, face shot, head shot, caught him where he was supposed to be. I know if
Dewey was on a mission to make Wugga World bleed for all his dead homies. So the war went up. This time, the Reaper came for a pioneer, Lil Mister from Wugga World.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI
Lil Mister was a drill legend, the man who taught the 2019 on the 7,400 block of Harvard. The legend ran out of time. He was standing in his own paint, right in the heart of the Wugga, when a dark whip pulled up. Inside that car, his cousin. They say Tay-Tay, Dewey's big brother, was the one who stood on that work, but Dewey was the one behind the wheel, steering the fate of his own family. You heard it right. Both of them were Dirk's cousin. Mister used to kick it with the 9 back in the day.
The thing I was saying, you want
Oh, cuz?
yeah.
Yeah.
Started. Tony and Spooky were in that mixed field. This is the cousin war that keep the legends awake at night. Even Smirk felt the weight of it. When Dirk hopped on that 300 Euros track, he wasn't just rapping. He had his own tree when he said, "That cousin shit be scaring me. That shit gon' bury me."
see that cousin shit be scaring me, that shit gon' bury me. They be fuck.
By April 2019, Dewey wasn't just in the mix. He was the main shooter for the 079. He was so active.
What you know about Lil JoJo?
And trying to catch any op lacking. Only a month after the Lil Mister situation, he pulled adrift on 4 block. April 17th on the 7,500 block of Lafayette. Dewey rolled up in a white sedan and let it fly on 3 people at once. 13-year actor from YGE/4 block caught a heater to the head. They tried to drive out the kill zone, but the damage was done. Dutta checked out UFC later. The other 2 by signature on that block. By July 2019, the 079 was moving with 0 friction. They were sliding on anything that breathed in Wugga World territory. But on July 26, the mission went left, and the was something to pay back. Dewey and other members from the 9 were tucked in a blue SUV, with Tyrone holding the steering. They were patrolling the 75th and Stewart, looking for a target, looking for a sign. They saw a crowd and thought, they didn't verify, they just let the switches speak. But there weren't any soldiers in that crowd. They ended up taking the lives of Chantel Grant and Andrea Stoudemire. These weren't names, were mothers. They were part of mask, mothers against senseless killings. These were the same women who stood on the corners trying to keep the kids safe from the very lead that ended up taking them out. 2 mothers of 4, gone in a heartbeat at the corner. They were
You said rest in peace to motherfuckers you don't know. For real, for real. Girl, go ahead. It's like, no, man. Rest in peace, Lil JoJo, man. Shout out to all the JoJo World niggas from Chicago, man.
Advocates for peace, caught in the middle of a war they didn't sign up for. The feds didn't take this lightly. The indictment named Keyshawn Wordlow and Dewey as the ones who let it lead. This wasn't just on the scorecard, this was a stain on the legacy. It's one thing to score on an op, but when you take out the mothers of the block, the energy changes. Even in the trenches, there's supposed to be a code. But that day, the code was carried along with 10 souls, but for still hungry. August 3rd, 2019, broad daylight in the heart of Englewood. This hit was personal because it touched a bridge builder, D. Rose from Wugga World. Rose wasn't just a face, he was the glue between the Wugga and Dipset 071. He was T.Y.'s nephew, reserved daughter at home. D. Rose was doing what most people in the trenches don't. He was going to work. He was headed to the Park District when that silver sedan crept up on Stewart. Dewey hopped out, stood over him, and put it in his head. And while the fam was at the church burying Rose in a white casket with his favorite red hat, the 12 was outside deep with squad cars. They called it protection. The streets called it a late arrival. By the end of that summer, Dewey was moving like a ghost. He was barely 18, walking with allegedly 5X on his name and the weight of 2 hoods on his back.
Hello, Peso, anybody that hang with Face World, anybody that hang with MCB, kind of gang I don't know y'all. Anybody who wants smoke, we free smoke.
July 2020.
I run a podcast solo. No titles, just Riverside. I get high quality podcast recordings right from my room.
It's crazy.
The heat in the city was already rising, but on the 8,000 block of Stewart, it turned into an inferno. Wugga World scored a heavy hit. They took out Lil Monty from 079. Monty wasn't just another name, it was Dewey's brother-in-arms. They grew up together, walked the halls of Westcott together, and traded bars on 1911. When Monty caught those shots to the back and head, the 079 didn't just mourn, they erased the clock. They didn't even wait 24 hours. The very next day, the Get Back arrived on 74th and Stewart. On his own main block, when that dark whip pulled and didn't leave until the job was finished. Donnie caught it in the head and the torso. In his track, No Cap, Dewey let the world know the score. And we got back, but won't speak about that. But that was just the intro. Dewey and the 079 wanted Wugga World to feel the weight of their grief. A week later, Donnie's funeral was being held at Rhodes on 79. Crew up in a Chevy Malibu and emptied the clip on the whole sidewalk. It was a war zone. 15 people hit, lead flying everywhere. Even the 12, who were parked right there for protection, caught it on camera tucking tail and moving out the way when the shots started ringing.
Hey.
Dewey and his big brother eventually crashed but they vanished like ghosts before the cuffs could click. Even Tay-Tay admitting on Instagram that he and Dewey shot up Donnie's funeral. You running at that funeral, you fell on your face on my son, stop tweaking. That funeral hit was so loud the FBI had to step in. It turned a neighborhood war into a federal case. That's when the RICO talk started, and the feds began monitoring every move the 079 made.
The indictment further states that on July 21st, 2020, Harper and several co-conspirators allegedly opened gunfire at the funeral of Donald Weathersby, resulting in multiple people being injured. The indictment goes on to allege that gang leaders believe Weathersby was a member of a rival gang and targeted him in
early 2021. The city was frozen. The heat between the 079 and the Wooga was still red hot. Dewey was already up 4, maybe 5 hats on Wooga World, but he was still out here hunting for the max out. February 16th, Blaze from Wooga World / Pimp Gang was posted up with a homie in a parked right in his own hood. They thought they were tucked, but the Reaper was on foot. A shadow crept up on the passenger side and emptied the clip. Blaze, real name Dantrell Johnson, caught a heater to the head and checked out right there in the seat. No hospital trip, no second chances. His homie caught one to the hand and managed to weigh, but Blaze won. The shooters vanished into the Chicago wind. Now the streets got a split decision on this one. Some say Tay City put that work in, but the feds, they got a different story. In that federal indictment, they got Dewey pinned at wheelman. Whether he pulled the trigger or held the steering, one thing was clear. Dewey's name was written in blood all over Wooga World's territory. 2021 was supposed to be the breakout. Dewey was ascending. We on Nat was blowing the speakers out, and No Cap Part 2 proved he had the vision to go. He was a talent City hadn't seen in a minute, but in Chirac, your past is a shadow that never stops chasing you. While the views were climbing, the war was still calling. The target was Beans from the Wooga. Now, Beans was a bystander. He defied heavyweight. Back in 15, he was already trading lead with the 12, taking shots and bouncing back from the system. He was a 079 nightmare, allegedly involved in missions that hit deep in Face World's lineage. The end came on the 57. Beans was cruising near Halstead when a whip pulled up alongside. Street corner hit, highway execution. That pipe with switch on blew through the glass, and Beans caught a cluster of lead. He lost control, slamming into a Christ Medical Center, but the Reaper had already clocked him in. He was gone at 24. The feds put the puzzle together later. In the paperwork, they pinned Tay-Tay as the shooter and Dewey as the pilot. By the 2021's own block, he was playing chess with the whole map. Word on the town was Dewey started dropping locations, handing out pocket town coordinates to the no limits. He was moving like a scout, and Lil Don from the pocket didn't take that lightly. The tension got so thick they were both actively hunting, looking for that one clean window. In late October, the hunt was hit. Dewey allegedly caught Lil Don and let about 20 shells fly. Don was lucky. He only caught 2 heaters to the shoulder from a .223. That's rifle lead. That's meant to sit you down for good. Don on the ground, showing the damage and affirming the caliber. In his track, Certified, Lil Don made sure to mention the situation, talking about how the man who tried to put him out is already gone. When Dewey got backdoored a month later, Lil Don didn't hold back. He flooded the stories with mockery, exposing how Dewey was really out here coaching the ops and dropping pins for NE. Dewey, a certified menace who put in so much work the streets couldn't even keep track. Everyone knew the Reaper was coming for him eventually. They just didn't expect it to come from the same car he was riding in. November 2021. Dewey was at the height of his power, but he started moving with the snakes. He linked up with Lil Fats and Lil Twan from 800, sets known for being greasier than a deep fryer. His crew had told him. Even on the IG live, there was a comment, "Don't trust them, they're gonna backdoor you." But Dewey didn't listen. Because Lil Fats was his own cousin, he thought blood was thicker than the game. He didn't know he was walking into his own funeral.
Pop out for him, put some clothes on. You see, I'm still in the crib, but I came in late as hell.
They talking about 800,079, man. This is my cousin, man. Chill out, man. They crazy.
Yeah, it's funny as hell, man.
You so crazy.
Hey, you coming though, man? So you out here?
Yeah, I'm out here, man. I'm getting out this little cocktail right now, man.
You know I'm out there, fool. I ain't gonna fool. It's hard to see that. Like, I feel out there.
I feel. What's wrong, man? Stop playing. You know, you know I got this though.
I was just gonna ask you, where you want your mask at, man?
You know I got this though.
Yeah, it's funny as hell. No cap.
And I got a hoodie in the crib though too, man. You already know that.
Man, I just need my mask though. I ain't know it was that hot out there, gang.
You know I got all. You know I got all these tattoos and shit.
Yeah, man, you trying to bend?
Yeah, man, we anywhere we go, we doing y'all shit. I
bet. I'm finna hit you, man, on Juju.
I bet, hit the right, gang.
I bet. I'm trying to see how I didn't know how.
November 11th. It started like a Hollywood heist. Dewey and his homie Spook from the 9 scooped a Lincoln at gunpoint, then linked with Fats and Twan from 800 to hit an armored truck. There was a total crash out. They came out with long rifles and handguns, letting the lead fly on the guards. They took the life of LaShonda Hartz, a 47-year-old mother just doing her job. But the mission was a mess. They didn't even get cash. Adrenaline and desperate, doubled back and hit a Boost Mobile for some phones and pocket change. But the energy in the car had shifted. Greed and paranoia started filling. 11 a.m. on 87th and Saginaw, the back door swung wide open. Fats and Twan, Dewey's own blood, turned their pipes on their own crew. They executed Spook and Dewey right in their seats. Dewey caught one to the neck. Spook was hit 7 times. Fats and Twan hopped out, ran into a crib and tried to hide the tools, even telling a witness to call 911 on the bodies outside, like they weren't the ones who let it lead. 12 moved in fast. They found the phone, rifles, and casings that matched the bank hit. Fats and Twan were cuffed and hit with a Hollywood-sized indictment. Dewey's run was over. The man who literally torched Wugga World until they had no breath left. Wugga World celebrated like they won the lottery because Dewey couldn't wake up. Rest in peace, Dewey 4. Him and Newski was the biggest loss the 079 ever felt. This story was a total crash out. No regard for the code, just senseless lead flying at crowds and innocent mothers. A permanent stain on the legacy. The wildest part, the bloodline. Mr. Dewey and Fat.
I'm telling you, that's how it be, man. Your own motherfucking family members will be the ones that'll take you right the fuck about this bitch. You planning as you out here motherfucking playing. And the whole time your motherfucking cousin, your brother, your motherfucking nephew be the motherfucker to just waiting for their moment to get you on up out of here. Rest in peace, Lil Dewey, man. Dang. It's a cold world, cold game. Streets don't love nobody, gang. Excuse me, y'all. Streets don't got no love for nobody. Real rap. Pregnant woman finds out. This job is long as hell. Pregnant woman finds out felon fiance used their baby in court for a side chick. This is long as hell. This shit 3 hours and some change. Hold on, let me see what else. Let me see. Let me see what else is going on in this motherfucker first before I even click on that motherfucker. That shit is 3 hours. She caught him in the most painful way 1 month after that baby was born. I'm saying, how she catch him though? What she do? Let's see. I'm interested now. I'm intrigued now. I want to know how. What she? I mean, I want to know how. What she caught him? Like cheating? What? What happened? Why not?
With some little emoji. My heart.
Huh? Why not? I'm interested in it now. Why you telling me not to play it though? You're taking too long to respond. I ain't sitting here waiting for you all day.
Heart dropped to my ass. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so I text her off his phone. I was like, when? Mind you, I just had my a month prior. She said in August. It was September. She said August. Oh my gosh, I was pissed off. So I decided to text the girl off my phone. So I'm like, hey, this is such and such girlfriend. Da da da. I'm trying to see what's tea. So she was like, girlfriend.
Creating custom clothing with Tap Stitch is simple. Start by choosing a garment, then click Design Now. On the left, you'll see
Such and such with a girlfriend? Ain't no way. So I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, this boy had been telling me, oh, these girls, which I already knew he was lying. They know about
I'm
me,
gonna
but they
watch
don't know
that
that I'm
joint
your
another
girlfriend.
time.
You just
I ain't gonna
lying
watch
to
that
them.
joint now.
So, oh my gosh. So she started telling me everything. He told her the nigga was telling all my business to her, telling her how my mama died and how my first child, the dad wasn't around, so he was just helping me out or something like. I was beyond pissed. I was so pissed and hurt because it's like I've known this
But
person
you
my
type
whole
slow as
life.
hell.
Like that's who I thought was going to be my partner. So I'm just texting a girl, whatever. I leave it alone. I'm just thinking, like I'm contemplating on what's the messages on his phone. I save it as his
Probably I'm gonna start the stream off with that one tomorrow. I ain't gonna watch that joint tonight. That shit 3 hours. I'll watch that joint. Start it off tomorrow. Watch that joint.
screensaver. And then I get my kids' stuff, I pack up a bag, and I leave. Mind you, he has to get up for work shortly. So I think it was like a few hours. I'm pissed off. I got my newborn and my oldest daughter. And I go get in my car with my stuff and I left.
I just know his heart dropped to his ass, boy. Imagine grabbing your phone. Like, what? You gotta think to yourself, like, wait, what? Wait, whoa. Like, you thinking about every possible way of, did I do this? Like, you trying to convince yourself that you did this yourself. Like, this is crazy. We want to start by saying, like, back to the channel. This is gonna be like a skip in this story where she's talking part one, but then part two, then go straight to part three. Supposedly, I guess she got to the part two.
We can fill in the blanks.
But we'll fill in the blanks or whatever the case may be. We just didn't catch it. You lucky we didn't catch that part two before you took it down.
I would never understand when people live double lives. It's like, is it not just easier to leave than to cheat? Like, cheating just sounds like such a hassle. I don't get it at all.
So he woke up. He's blowing my phone up. Mind you, I'm outside of the apartment, just parked somewhere. So he's saying how he's so sorry and he this and that. Oh, it was just this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, my. The girl said the way you had me bent over in the mirror. Oh, my. All right, part three before I get to work. So I want y'all to keep the girl with the necklace in mind, because this is going to make sense at the end why everything played out the way it did. Not at all worried about this girl. Like, honestly, in the beginning, I felt bad for her because, like, I don't like when men mess over women. I don't care who it is. I don't like that. Like, don't mess over no woman. That's wrong. Do the right thing. So he had told her when he started talking, he's going to be for real about, like, I'm going to do the right thing. I want to be her. I'm choosing her. I'm not a pick me at all. I don't care about stuff like that. But that was his thing. Like, I'm going to do the right thing. Now, where he made the mistake is he was still trying to have his cake and eat it too. So at first she played it cool, like she was okay with it. But any woman with real emotions, you're not okay with that. The guy that you want to be with and the guy that you like is choosing another woman. You're not gonna go for that. So,
yeah, but they be going for it though. At the same time, I don't care how a motherfucker sit here and say he told you what he was doing. You still stayed, and then so when you got mad enough, you decided to do something about it. You could have just left. You should have just left. That's dumb.
I guess she was upset, and he had texted her and said, so that not mine anymore. Oh my God, y'all, it was so many red flags, and I wanted to be with him. Not so bad, but I wanted to be with him, and I was so excited that we were finally moving in together. So it was just like, I was just looking over too much stuff. All right. Ladies, don't ever move with a man, and that is his first time staying by himself. Don't get it.
Huh? You wasn't listening to what they said? Part one was already happening. You mean part two? She took part two down. For whatever reason, she took it down. So that's why I skipped to part three. Because she took it down. For whatever reason, she took it down for.
Get in my comments talking about, oh, you should never move with a man. Y'all not married. Realist ladies, do not move with a man, and he has never lived by himself. Big mistake I made. So I had already lived by myself a few times. Like, been there, done that. Him? No. And he's a mama's boy. So it just made the situation even worse. Okay, cool. So we end up moving together, and this was like a few weeks after everything had happened. And one day he randomly comes to me and says, guess head. I'm already thinking, gotta be this girl. So I'm like, ooh, it's the girl. I'm like, oh, wow. What'd she say? Can we talk? You over it, but you ask him, can you? I already know. As a woman, I already know. Your feelings still involved. It's understandable for sure. So he making it seem like, oh, I don't have nothing else to say to her. Like, he didn't like how it happened. He don't like the mess and the drama, but you bringing all the mess and the drama to the table. for a while, I get mad at her, but I should have already known. I was excited, like, oh, okay, we done. He telling me the truth. He being open and honest with me. We're good. Big mistake.
Let's use Airtable to create a bespoke app to manage physical product development using the data trapped in static PDFs that look like this. We're developing prototypes for our...
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna post the next few parts after this. Actually,
you know what I don't get with women is when they get it when they dealing with a nigga or a guy or whatever, and he tell you exactly what's up. Like, I'm gonna have a chicks, just what I'm doing, da 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 da. You still choose to fuck with him. You still choose to be with him, and then you get mad later on and start tripping. For what? You knew what it was when you signed up. Like what? That's what I don't be understanding that sometimes.
with me though, I need to clarify a few things because some people are a little lost. The first video that I made when I said
about the first one,
it was a text message that said the way you had me bent over in the mirror. That was a female that was texting him. It wasn't him texting another man. Like, y'all funny for that. But no, that was a female texting him. Also, the female that texted him that and the girl that wanted my necklace, two different females. Y'all got to keep up, babe. Okay, now I forgot too when I couldn't figure out like why the girl felt the need to come and say something to me. I remembered. So one day I was at his house. We had just got back together. I was at his mama's house and he was in the shower. He had his phone in his room.
Messy family, this is part of the recap of what y'all missed in part.
So you got back with a nigga that's dealing with all these other chicks. So where do you take accountability as well, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, he told you what was up from the jump, and you still chose to be with him. I don't be understanding.
Part 2 that she got. I don't know if y'all was just eating her up part 2 or what, but she took part 2 down and like recap.
You know
Didn't hear her say nothing yet. Right, now we know what she's saying. Right. Who the hell assumed he got bent though? What?
They was playing too. They was trolling.
I didn't even assume that. They playing at her comments.
The girl called his phone. That phone. So she called. I answered. Hello. She gonna say, I think she said, who is this? I told her who it was, and she was like, why are you answering this phone? Cause I can. She was pissed. Cool. I don't care. So she called his mama. Now this, where it was just real messy. And I was so irritated. So she calling his mama, telling her everything that's going on and da-da-da-da-da. So the mama downstairs talking crazy like, oh, this is so messy. You need to be talking to your son. You answered his phone, but not mad how messy he's being. Y'all. So that's what made her say something to me about everything they had going on. Because I answered his phone and she didn't like it. So she was going to be side piece the whole time. Until she made her say something to me. Okay, what's next? And I guess her feelings was invested too. Mind y'all, this girl was never his girlfriend, ever. They just talked. They were talking. The mama let her move into her house.
Shit, you was never his girlfriend really neither. You said y'all just got back together.
Now, mind you, we were actually in a relationship for a few months. I think it was like 2 months. I stayed with his mama so we could figure out our living situation. We were going to move in together. God was just showing me so many times, let it go, and I was not listening. Okay, so, yeah, I lived with his mom for like 2 months. This is when I left the necklace. But when I found out that the mama let the girl live with her too, I'm like, oh, so you wanted them boy moms. I realized very fast who I was dealing with. You wanted them boy moms. Okay, cool. So she was already in her feelings about that. And yeah, now I'm finna get into the next part. So y'all stay tuned. When we get to the end, I'm gonna have a few of y'all gagged. Because last but not least, y'all, I can laugh at this now because it's been a year. It's been a year me and this boy have been together. A lot of people are saying, did you leave him? Did you leave him? Yes. Now, I did go back a few times. I did. I take accountability for that. I did go back a few times. That was my own fault. We here now, telling my story. Relax. This is part 4. So left off saying how he told that the girl texted him. He really tried to manipulate me by telling me she texted him so I could trust him. I already was up on game though. Like, first of all, this boy cannot leave nobody alone. He's not leaving nobody alone. That's a lot of men. But I'm already knowing I'm not really saying nothing. It's like, okay, cool. You told me something. That was the first time he had ever told me like this happened. He never tells the truth. So I was just like, okay, I felt a little bit trusting. So we living together. Cheating was not the only thing that was just like a big risk. So much, like I said in a previous video, don't live with somebody that has never lived by themselves, because they don't understand the importance of responsibility and cleaning and helping, doing like I felt like I was doing so much by myself. Okay, so when we first got together, before all of this, me and his sister had a good relationship. She was very welcoming. His mama, I knew the lady didn't really care, but whoever her son bring around, she gonna welcome him in. Everybody, any female. So, after we broke up, eventually, like 2 years after the first time we were together, me and the sister, we did not get along anymore. She had sent me a long email about everything this boy was lying and telling her. Like, lying. He was lying so bad. And he was not just lying to her, he was lying to everybody. And I was just so hurt. And mad, because it's like, why are you, if you're gonna tell something about me, tell the truth. But you making it seem like I'm just this bad person when you know you doing messed up stuff.
And this is so that they don't look at him when they're like, oh, why y'all not together? Mind you, they got a kid. So it's like, oh, why y'all not together? It's so he could point the finger at you and not himself. And the reason, too, that he's trying to cause beef between you and his sister is because he want to bring the new girl around. How new girl around? Taking it with my ex.
Right. Yep.
And that mama is dead ass wrong. Dead ass wrong. Because then when she get tossed in the middle, she'll be like, what did I do? Play the innocent role. But now you involved in the young shit going on and you acting confused. You cannot be that type of person. And I'm honestly shocked that she keep allowing different women into the house. And it's the way, like, they can destroy your house. They do crazy stuff. When people upset and get cheated on, they don't care who house is at. They just want to hurt that man. So just add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I think though you can hold your son accountable. You know what I'm saying? I know most of y'all be like, what can the mom do? I mean,
not allow them in her house.
All right, not have some standards for them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you can do that. Go to a hotel though, man. I don't want to have no parts in that. But you know, you get your mom hooked onto the first person, then you break up with her. Now you got another girl, and it's like, who came first? Was it the other girl who came first? Like, she was the first one he dated, or was she the first?
She, so.
Nah, I hope
it's like,
that's crazy.
and then it's just kind of like, what kind of bond?
Mama let the second girl move in, like.
It's kind of like, what kind of bond does the mom have with the other girl to the fact that she can call the mama when she having issues with?
That's like, who first? Who was like, first?
are you riding with me? I can get wrong is wrong, right is right, but to just be getting along with everybody and just. Yeah. You're not doing nothing.
Mom, that's how mama will quickly become an op. I ain't gonna lie, mom. You op now. Yeah, you ever been to your house and parents got an old picture of her last nigga? You ever been over to grandma's houses? Yeah, and seen a picture of the last nigga just sitting in a frame on the wall?
Unbreakable bonds.
Well, I don't mess with grandmas who be doing shit like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell you, you gonna disrespect me like that, grandma? Okay, cool. Then it'd be a deadbeat at that. That would be blowing me. But hey, another story for another time.
So when we got back together the last time, I told him, I said, you need to correct this. You need to tell them the truth. What does he do? He says, I already did. I already talked. Lie. He never corrected it. Because he want to be seen as a good guy. Part 5. So I'm going through postpartum, first child. During my pregnancy, he treated me pretty good. Like, he catered to the things that I wanted and I needed. He was really good about that. Up until the point where the girl texts him. So, as a woman, you can tell when something is off about your man. Like, you know when a patterns change. And me, I'm gonna call you out on your BS every single time. So I'm just calling out stuff like, you doing this different, you know, at first you wanted this and you were showing so much love, attention, and now you got me and now you comfortable. That's the problem. He switched up. Okay, so what happened? I kept noticing pattern changes, and every time I noticed a pattern change, the first thing I thought, female, and I was absolutely correct. Every single time it was females. I'm going through postpartum depression. Never experienced that before. This was my first time. It was so hard. His mama was butting in so much, giving her opinion and being fake in my face, knowing she don't really care for me. Found out she said she was not happy about me being pregnant. I'm like, and you sitting in my face. Not only that, one day we at home, she calls him, and she says, I'm outside. I was so outdone because I'm going through postpartum depression. I don't like people just popping up at my house. Like, why do you feel comfortable? I don't care that your son, you need to call in advance. Hey, do you mind if I stop by and see my grandchild? No, she popped up. I don't like people popping up because I like for my house to look a certain for to my house. My house is not looking crazy. No. And he didn't understand that. So, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk. Okay, cool. So, women, y'all understand that intuition, no joke. When I say I was having dreams of this man cheating, dreams on top of dreams, gut feelings. And I mean gut feelings, like deep in the gut. So every time I would look through the phone, and I only did it when I had a feeling. I didn't just do it. I only did it when I had a gut feeling or I had a dream. Every single time. He was talking to females. And he would always say, these are friends. No. Fellas, if you have a friend, why are you talking about inappropriate things? That's not your friend. That's not a friend. Okay, so cool. So he was making everybody think that I just didn't want him to have friends. And these not friends. It's only one person where I seen he was having a genuine, like, it was no talk about thing inappropriate. It was just cool conversation. Only one person out of, it had to be at least 20 females, our entire relationship. At least 20 different females from texting, Instagram, like, it was so much. It was ridiculous. So he has this friend that he was close with growing up. And this friend is a cheater. Now, they're both cheaters. But this friend, he's kind of loud with his. Like, always getting called out with his. And he would always me about the friend being a cheater. In my head, why are you telling me about him being a cheater when you know you cheating too? So he tried to compare the situations like, oh no, he be sleeping with these women.
This nigga's a goofball. He fucking it up, man. Damn.
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina can't code. Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice. So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
Y'all, the boy was playing in my face so much. Oh my, he was playing in my face.
Gang, that's the worst thing you can do, bro, is tell you about the player and all the chicks that he be knowing. Cause then she gonna be looking at you like, well, you hang with this nigga, so you think I don't think you be nailing bitches with him? Like, bro, you fucking it up, bro. What you doing?
Face so much. So I'm like, okay, I'm already on game. Every time he would talk about this boy and he would tell me everything that he knew, he would come and tell me. The boy sleeping with this person. The boy done did this. The boy done did that.
Goofball.
And then he would say, but the thing that about you know he would go and buy the girl all stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, as much cheating as you doing, you don't do nothing for me. Like,
and that's what his snitching ass get.
He done
Cause why
said
you
too
gotta throw
much.
your mans under the bus to make you look better? Like, oh yeah, he be cheating, but that's your friend.
Right.
Fucking nigga. Oh man, so I'm not saying you should cheat in general. I'm just saying if y'all into that, if y'all friends, like come on,
Audacity.
damn. Like you just pillow talking like that, bro. Now what if the girl just get a mind and be like, I'm gonna call his girl and tell him I'm a girl's girl.
And that,
Like, come on, bro. You're killing him right now. Like, damn, man, I know he's cheating because every time he cheat, like, are you? I'm a see. Don't let now. If your girl mentioned that to me, I'd be dead ass wrong to say what I know. Now what?
yeah.
I'd be dead ass wrong. See, that's just crazy to me. I'm not saying
And it's
cheating is
kinda,
right, but that's
but
crazy.
she'd be dead
Fuck the
ass
bro
wrong if she
code.
was like, I don't want you going out with him no more. I don't want you being friends with him no more because he ain't got no morals.
Right.
But she'd be dead ass wrong though to say that.
Right. Now he got to go and rebuild the whole case against him. Like, you know what? Hold on. He's a good person. All right. Hold on. Let's reprofile him. Hold on. Wait, I lied. I'm the cheater. He's actually the one who be trying to talk me out of it. Look.
I go, well, sleeping with him, I'm not. That doesn't make it better. Cheating is cheating. It don't matter how you put it.
Right. And what if my friend ain't cheating though? You just lying because you cheating. You try to make yourself look like the savior. Like I hate somebody who be lying on somebody else to make themselves look bad.
And don't let him say, I'll be trying to tell him he wrong. The whole time you doing the same shit. Like, come on now, these birds flock together.
See, but some women got great discernment. They gonna be like, well, if he a cheater, then if all your friends supposedly cheating, and you all your friends cheating, but you don't be cheating, and you just be with them all the time. Like,
and the only reason why his friend is comfortable cheating in front of you is because you doing the same shit. And if you tell, he
together.
We're going out together. Fuck
we
me.
Getting our hands dirty together.
so he catering to his woman. I'm not saying that's good because I don't like stuff like that. Don't cheat on no woman knowing that you doing something on the side. Like, just be single. Okay, this is part. I'm gonna give y'all examples of the stuff that he would do that was just like, what the hell? So one day I was logged into his Instagram. I'm looking at the messages. He's messaging some girl, and the girl says, "Kiss my," and he says, "You gotta bend it over first." What? But would make it seem like he was not being like that. Like he would make everybody think that, oh, she don't like me having friends. This was a friend or an associate. But you saying weird stuff like that. Weird stuff like you can say, oh, I'm finna get in the shower, and he'd be like, let me see something, or without me. Like he didn't say nothing like that. I didn't see nothing like that, but that's the type of stuff that he would do. So every time I'm looking at the messages and baby, I'm going through the phone, the Apple Watch. And then another thing is he was the king of deleting. But you think that shit got past me? It did not get past me. Baby, when I was having them gut and the stuff, yeah, I would go through. The stuff will be deleted, but I would always find something he left out. I think one day on his Apple Watch, I'm looking, this boy sending invisible ink. He's sending a nude. This is while I was pregnant too. A nude to a girl. And they just talking inappropriately. I'm like, going for losing. Mind you, boy, if you can't do right by me, leave me alone. I told him on so many occasions, if you cannot do right by me, just leave me alone.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it real, right? He only did what you allowed.
What did he do? He manipulated me.
My
fault again, because
he only did what you allowed him to do, shorty. You the one that kept coming back to his ass. Every time you leave, you come back. You leave, you come back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you leaving this nigga for a couple years and coming back. You leaving him for a couple weeks and coming back. That nigga ain't changed in a couple weeks, shorty. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You, like I said, you gotta take accountability as well, though. You kept coming back to that bullshit.
I should have known better. Like, he's not do right. It's like he made
wasn't
me
ready.
leave him. He wasn't gonna leave me. He didn't ever leave me. He made me do it. So I'm like, dang, that's kind of messed up. But okay, cool.
And ladies, that's why they do it. That's why men do it. That's why we do. I'm not saying we, because then that seems like I'm including myself. But I'm saying we as in men. This is why men do it at times. Because if you allow it, you gotta have standards for yourself. If you get to the point that how people be saying that you gotta stay with them until you hate them. I hate that analogy. I feel like that's the most toxicest shit you could tell somebody to do. Yeah, just stay with them until you absolutely hate them. You know how
facts
enough. What would it take for you to ultimately hate him the most? Like, what would he have to ultimately do?
Right. Stay with him until you hate him. Like bro saying, like how long would that take though? Like what's next after that? Nigga go from cheating on you to beating on you. Like what's next? You gonna leave him when he beat you half to death and you damn near dead? Then that's when you leave him? I don't be understanding.
Oh, it is just how would you want to wait for it when you've already this person is a cheater. Now, granted, she pregnant at this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand the emotions are a lot different. I got kids, I understand. I'm an active father. I see what it's like when when it's pregnancies and how the emotions are and stuff like that. So I can understand that in this moment, the last thing you want to do is be in front of and moving houses and doing stuff like that. So I can understand why she did. I'm not judging the fact that she stayed because everybody's situation at these times be different. It's just about was you being serious in that moment? Only you can know that. You only know if you had a moment to leave and you just stayed anyways. Like if you had a place to stay, maybe you can go leave. Help you out during your pregnancy. If you don't have those, I can understand why you will hold on longer. You know what I'm saying? So you saying I held on because I ain't have no other way out, I can respect that 100%. But if you had a way out,
man, it's always a motherfucking way out, Messi. I don't care what they be saying, bro. You always got a way out, bro. Like if you want out bad enough, gang, you gonna be out. Give a fuck if you gotta sleep in your car. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like she ain't never left before, so she's left plenty multiple times. And she had somewhere to stay. So the fuck? I'm pretty sure she would have been just fine.
Out and you stayed, that's when I'm saying the other stuff. Like you need to respect yourself enough to get the hell up and get the hell out as soon as you can. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on that.
Everyone knows how much their heart can take. Mm-hmm. But once you give a cheater a pass and they know that you're just going to take them back, they just going to keep doing it over and over and over again to the point that you're like, you know what? My heart just can't take this no more. I got to go. This is unhealthy. I want more for myself. I got more self-worth. Sally, time, because when kids are involved, you want a family. You want to make it right. You look past things.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How was the math test?
Don't want to talk about it.
Right.
For your child. But once you realize this is not healthy, my kid don't need to see me crying every day. I don't need to be acting like a detective and stressing myself out.
Right.
And the fact that he was doing this while she was pregnant, like messing around, like these are a thing, you know what I mean? Like that can cause harm to the baby. He's showing you right then and there. He don't care about you or the child at that moment.
Right.
Maybe it might be not like, he might not think it's intentional, but it's like, did you care at all?
Yeah, cheating is a choice. I don't know why they make cheat acting like it's a damn addiction or some shit. Like you gotta go to rehab for cheating. Like, sex addiction. Okay. But it's still a choice. It's still a choice. You get up, you decide what you're gonna do for the day. You said, I'm gonna go talk to somebody else, and I'm gonna entertain stuff. You're making this choice every day. It's a choice.
That shit is
the hell. And it's the one addiction I don't take that serious because it's like y'all need to get y'all shit together, really. It's like I know I get it, but that's the least addiction I be caring about, like a sex addiction or a cheat addiction.
That just means you got too much time.
Or sex with your partner, or something like that. Because you gotta be into it, right? You got her pregnant, you with her, like it's just like what was your? I always stay in the original, like when I met her. I know exes. I learned that from her.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's only
you know what I'm saying? You remember like this is what I nothing can change that. Who you are, what you look like, the type of the person you are. If you vetted people right, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I was perfect in the beginning, but I got to look good at it towards the end, So you just got to know, like, I'll be arguing, realize that you're still in love. This is where she'd be at today. You know what I'm saying? It touched me. I'm like, relationships will last. You know, this is when they get distracted by other exist.
Way out. And he's like, well, if I
Nah, yeah, I may not believe in that, but I
God
do.
sees all.
God sees all. Men who do good without a storing upon our life.
Like that, bringing it to his attention, like, oh no, don't worry about this. My mind been on my job, and that's why I've been a little different, and da 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 da. It's not entertaining other women that he really was. So so when the girl sent that, the best thing, I don't even know. I think I found that on Instagram, Twitter, or something, when somebody was like, they screenshotted the messages and saved it to the as they wallpaper. That was the icing to the cake. That was a good one. So when he woke up, he was calling me and stuff. He was calling me and stuff. I wasn't answering. And this boy do not miss work. He is not the type of person that's to miss work. You better believe he missed work that day. He was trying to get me back in that house, and I was not going. So, I thought, I'm sitting there watching. I'm thinking that he left for work, and I go back in the house, and he see my car, but he don't come in. He sit outside, and I'm like, why is he sitting outside so long? He out there writing a damn letter. So he writing this super long letter of saying how person I think he is, and he's so sorry, and he was just having a moment or something like that, and he didn't mean to do that, and he just wasn't satisfied, and this and that, and this and that, and he loved me so much, and he just want his family. He bought flowers.
You took them back.
Them flowers sat there. I think he bought a cake too. It sat there. I packed my stuff.
You stayed? Oh, you left.
Mind you, we're getting ready to move to our next place.
Okay.
So once again, God is showing me so many signs, like, do not do it.
But you still.
And I'm so. First of all, it's a few reasons why I decided to stay. I had just had my daughter. Going the emotions, and I still loved him. So I went to my grandma's house. I think it was for maybe 2 weeks or something like that. And he just texted me, "Can you please come home? Can you bring y'all home?" Da, 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 da. So eventually, I went to go talk to him. The dumbest thing I could have did. I went to go talk to him, and this is a nonchalant person too. So at first he cared, and then after that, it was like, okay, whatever. You either gonna be with me or you not gonna be with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after, I think it was a few weeks, I gave him another chance.
Yeah,
I know. He had already signed a lease for a new apartment, and I called the apartments, told them don't worry about the lease. We wasn't gonna move there. And I had my friend come over at the time, and she helped me move my stuff to my grandma's house. So after that, got back with him. I know, dumb. I know, relax, I know. So we ended up applying for another apartment. Got the apartment, of course, and being there, everything was just still running through my head. Like everything that he had done, I couldn't let go of none of that. So it was already a sign that I need to go, but I made a decision before I left him. It was either going to play out like this. I was going to leave and stand on business and go through the hurt and the pain and just be done. Or I was going to stay until I hated him. Now, I know what y'all thinking, like, why would you want to stay? I needed to do that. I needed to do it that way. I needed it. That was the only way I was going to get over this person. First of all, I've known him since the 2nd grade. This was my 2nd grade crush, my 2nd grade boyfriend. I needed to do it this way. This wasn't no regular person that I had just met. No. It was just so much history behind it. And I know history don't even mean. But for me, when you love him that much, it was like, okay, I had to choose, and I needed to choose that option. I needed to stay because I had left so many times and ended up going back. So this time, I needed to stay until I hated him. Okay, cool. I'm already over him. Everything he do just irritate me. I don't want him to touch me. I don't want him to touch me at all. I'm not turned on by him. None of that. But I'm still noticing the pattern changes. Like, oh my gosh. When I say we lived like roommates, it was terrible. So he would be at home, he would be on the phone with his friends, his mama, his barely even talking, but he would leave, and now all of a sudden he want to talk to me. Weird. Not only that, we got kids. I'm having to put the kids on the phone. He not even calling and asking to talk to them. I'm putting them on the phone. So I'm like, you talking to females every single day, but you don't talk to your kids every day? Now, granted, he's not a bad dad. I'm not going to sit up and say like, oh, he a bad dad. But in my eyes,
I've never been real. Have you heard about Maestro? What's that? It's the first AI university degrees and that's to how you learn.
you could be so much better. I could be a better parent, but you sit up and you talk to females every day. You talk to your own parents every day, but you don't talk to your kids every day. You don't even check in on your kids. I would be the one putting the kids on the camera. So I'm just like, all of it, I'm just over it. So he had expressed to me one time that he didn't like that I didn't when he was gone. But my thing is, you sit up and you talk to females all day long, and you think that when you leave, now all of a sudden you want to talk to me? When we live in the house and we barely even talk. We barely even talk. And on top of that, you're not doing nothing. I'm cleaning up our room, our kids' room, the restroom, the kids' restroom, the kitchen, the living room. Every time this man will come home from work, when I say the house spotless, spotless. The only thing that I didn't touch is his room. And the reason is, when we moved into our first apartment, I cleaned his room one time. I'm thinking he gonna keep up with it, like putting everything in place. No. He come home the next day, the room like junky. What the hell? I keep doing that. So at the new part, I do the same thing. I organize everything. I get it clean, tidy. It's back dirty. Like within a day, I'm like, what is going on? The boy never cleaned the room. And I'm not gonna say he's a dirty person. He just junky, and he did not have no responsibilities, and you could tell. So yeah, the most that he would do was wash dishes, and he would wash clothes sometimes. Would not fold the clothes right away. He did not clean the kitchen. He would wash dishes. That was it. He didn't clean the kids' room, the kids' restroom, our restroom. He did not clean up. And I was just like, I was so disgusted. That's why I said, if this is a person's first time moving into a apartment, house, anything, don't move with them. They need to experience that so they can know the responsibility.
Yeah, but even
it's not my job to go to work, take care of the kids, cook, clean, do this, do that. And all you got to do is go to work and come. Like, it got to the point where I was picking up the kids from daycare after work while he was sitting at home. And I would have to tell him, like, that's not right. If you sitting at home, you need to go pick up the kids and drop them off.
Let's talk about it.
This is exactly why I had his own house. He don't even know how to pick up after himself. If it wasn't you, it was another female doing it, or it was his mama. Some of these people don't even know how to do laundry because they always have somebody doing it for them.
I think it's a good topic too.
I think that shit start at home, like how you raised. One of them spoiled ass motherfucking dudes that your mom or like they saying like did all that shit for you and you ain't never had to do it. Of course, when you get older, you ain't gonna do it. You gonna always look at a woman and do it for you. Like, nah. I'm glad I ain't like that. Fuck that. I had to do everything by my motherfucking own. You hear me?
It was like, you know, what to do when you're in the home, you know, when you're coexisting together. Like, that's one thing we've learned to do. But let me tell you, if you a fella watching this, I can agree with damn all day, you know, she was a woman. But, you know, I would just tell her, like, doing what you got to type of structure. So I can understand. Also, I made home from a long day. So I can.
Damn.
We work as a unit.
Don't hold the crowd at. Tell us what you're wrong in that relationship. What are something? So we gotta wrap this up quick.
And then he started doing it. So if we had that type of relationship to do it. Okay, y'all, part 8. So I left off saying how this boy just really was not helping. And a lot of people are saying like, own room, like y'all can, and I get that. So when we room, I wanted a 2-bedroom, but he wanted his own room because He had a lot of stuff, and that was his reasoning. I already knew that was a bad idea. Like, you did not need your own room because it was not like mates. Lo and behold, we lived there. He in the room the whole time. That was the perfect place for him to text females. Like, if he's gonna be texting and talking to females, the room with that door closed. So when I say he stayed in that room, he stayed in that room all the time. And I used to tell him, like, we live roommates in here. And he kept saying, no, we don't. No. He had every excuse in the book. Everything was fine, perfect to him. He was so happy and he was cool. Until content in the house with me, and we don't even engage. We are not in a relationship for real. We just claiming that we're together and we living together. Like, it was. So I ended up pregnant with my son. And like I said, when I was pregnant with my son, I think that's the only thing that kept my mind right when I had my miscarriage back in, I think it was October of 20.
I just created simple product videos for all these different products using Veo, Nano Banana, and Airtable. No API keys to connect. All the models are built right into on my phone.
This boy, he's still doing all the same thing, texting all these women, And one of the main things, like, it's like, when you talking to these females, because, like, you don't talk to no female in front of my face. Somebody with females for the most part. Like, they with him, oh, and he'll do this one thing. He'll say, oh, I'm going to call him back. In my head, I'm already knowing what's going on. Like, every single time, oh, I'm going to call this person back. Then I started feeling like he was making up names, like one of his friends' names and stuff. And just saying whatever. Cool. Y'all. And it was still just terrible. This time, like I said, my second pregnancy, he really to me. This time, he didn't cater to me. Like, I really feel like he wasn't even happy. He wasn't happy himself, so how would another child? Not only that, if your family is going against you, that's going to make you feel like, dang, am I doing the wrong thing? His mama happy. And even if you're not happy for your child, sit there and be a negative Nancy. Like, you still have to uplift. Period. It just was not satisfied. And what does that give? You're in love with your son. Weird. So, as time going on, I end up asking him. I was like, "How mama feel about this?" Because I don't know. Like, I'm the type of person, I want to have a good family, like family oriented. So I want a relationship. It just didn't work out like that. So I'm asking him how his mama feel about the pregnancy, and I'm asking him about me. Mama don't have a problem with you. She likes you. But me, oh, my mama asked you a people's person. Why are you asking him if I'm a person instead of coming to me and asking me about myself? He can't tell you anything about me. He can't. Come in. If you want a real relationship, which she try to make it seem like, oh, she'll say stuff like, oh, I love you. You love me and you be to me, and then you playing both sides. That's weird. Like, I could never be that boy mom. Like, no. So, he's lying for him, of course. He was lying all the time to just save her, like, all the time. So, I ended up finding that his mama was not happy about my son. But once again, she started doing this fake thing, like, oh, I'm not pregnant, but that's my grandbaby. I love my grandbaby so much. How do you love your grandchild so much, but you are so upset that they coming into this world? Is it me upset with? I don't understand. So, yeah, I gotta get back to another. Hold on, y'all. Part 9. Okay, so I end up that his mama really don't care for me. Like, she playing in my face. She really don't care for me. This boy is not being, even though I know, I just still want to see, like, know what's up. Like, don't bring me around people knowing your people don't like me for real. And they don't even have a reason not to like me. That's the crazy part. But I'm pregnant with my son. This lady tells him your name, his name. She said your baby name should be my ex's name. First of all, I'm carrying the baby. Not only that, I don't even feel like this boy should have the name that he has. And I'm not gonna get into that because I don't do stuff like that. But I was by name that he has. So why would I name my son after him? Somebody that I know, like, I already know this ain't a last. So I'm not naming my son after you and then have to call my son your name. I'm not doing it. So she went off at the mouth, but she not saying nothing to my face. She just saying everything to him. So like I'm going on and on, like, you out of line. Like, don't.
Why I feel like your kid, your first son, should have your name, your whole name.
Yeah,
like
for
I'm a
sure.
junior, and I'll be pissed.
Nah,
I just,
wouldn't,
because it's like,
man.
why the fuck would you name after fucking?
Like, I would never name my motherfucking son after me. Like, my son got his own name. My name, my son named his name. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, because he got his own life. Like, he got his own personality. And I done did so much bullshit with my name. I done did so much dirt with my name that my name is already stained. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my name come with too much bullshit from my past. And I don't want nobody running around, because I felt like if I gave my son my name, motherfuckers that know me or outside of me that know me going to expect my son to try to hold up how I was in the streets and do the shit I was doing. So fuck no. Like, I want my son to have his own identity. Like, and if he choose to F up his own name, then yeah, I don't want to give him a name that's already fucked up in the streets type shit, you know?
Fucking deadbeat. You feel me? I mean, like, if
me how I do my podcast side. I get high quality podcast recordings right from my
in that last name, my dad ain't do shit with that last name. His dad ain't do shit with that last name.
Come on.
Later. Fuck that. Y'all better be married. Y'all better be serious. But my sister tell us that. See,
bro.
Hell nah.
This lady played. Okay, cool. So I'm already knowing it's weird. He's to his mama house, and I'm just like, bro, you are weird all the way around. Like, even if you wanted us to have a relationship or anything, you should have meant it. You should have the whole situation. Not only that, you should have told your mom to stay in her place. Whatever I decided to name my child was my baby. I'm the one carrying that baby. And then she tried to make it seem like I wasn't giving him an option, like, and it wasn't that. But again, this person is dogging me out. Why on earth that I want to name my son after him? Like, genuinely. To make him happy? To make y'all happy? No. No. And I don't want my son to be anything like you. So why would I want to name my son after you? Not only that, this boy is a third. Why do I have to name my son a fourth?
Like,
no.
hell no.
No, it's time to let that go. I'm sorry.
I let that shit go,
I don't care. So I'm already just.
The fourth is crazy.
He feels some type of way, but he not really saying nothing. And then he being weird and messy. So all around, I'm irritated. I'm irritated with him too. So now we finna get into the good part of why I really left him alone. Part 2, this is the last part. Whew, y'all, it's been a year since this happened. A year. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Buddy fucking his mom.
So, intuition telling me everything. I'm having dreams, all of that, all throughout the relationship. God is telling me, leave this boy alone. Did not listen. Did not listen. Did not listen. Okay. We get to June of 2024. One night in a bad space, but whatever. We in a bad space.
Sorry,
I'm sleeping on the couch,
I'm not cleaning my
pregnant.
teeth, but
I'm pregnant. I'm
my teeth
sleeping on the
already
couch. He's
clean.
allowing me to sleep.
I just feel like
Now,
it's something in my
normally
teeth.
he was in his room on his little on his couch. And I would be like, that's weird for you to sleep on this couch and not get in the bed. And he'd be like, oh, I was tired, I sleep, whatever. And I'm like, it's weird. But when I'm not feeling him and I'm like, I want you around me, that's when he ready to get in the bed. I knew I was over him. Reasons is going your pregnant girlfriend at the time to sleep on the couch. If you knew I wasn't messing with you, should have got on the couch, grab the bed. I'm gonna get out your face. That boy slept in that bed peacefully while my pregnant behind was on that couch. I was too outdone, like so outdone. But anyway, one night I decided to get in the bed this night, and I'm asleep. Getting in the bed, y'all. I jump up out of my sleep. Why? I'm having a dream. Guess what the dream is? God was really speaking to me. So the dream was, it was me, a girl, and her. Now, the girl knew her, but I knew her. Follow me. I knew of the girl, he knew her. And in the dream, we lived in the same apartment. Like it was very similar. Like we had a townhome style apartment. And for whatever reason, I got out the car and he was supposed to get out the car. Like she was dropping us off at home and he was basically like, I'm gonna be up in a minute. I don't know. I'm dreaming. So I go in the house. I'm taking a shower. Get out the shower. He not back in the house. Yo, in the dream, I go outside. I look in the car. The car is like a black truck and the windows are tinted. But I look inside the car. Him and the girl are having SE. Y'all, I jumped up out my sleep so fast. My heart racing. My heart was racing so bad, and I just knew. I said, God was talking to me. Y'all, I'm discombobulated, but I'm like, I gotta go through his phone. He knocked out sleep. I don't see nothing. I put the phone down because I'm tripping. I know I'm tripping. I don't see nothing. I'm tripping. Even though he deletes stuff, but no. I put the phone down. I go lay back down. Y'all, my heart is racing. Y'all, my telling me through that phone. I kid y'all not. Something is telling me, go back through that phone. I start going through the phone again. I'm looking everywhere. Where else can I? Another thing, he has two phones, not one, two. So I'm going through everything. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see nothing. Why go to Cash App?
Oh.
Something told me to go to Cash App. Y'all, guess who he is Cash Apping back and forth?
The neighbor.
The girl that asked for my necklace that he was not talking to no more.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
Cash App is crazy.
Just say Cash App. He had sent her $20 for something and he said, you better show out. You can only think of what that meant. Y'all,
$20 304 is crazy.
When I seen that, it was so much peace that came over me. Like, my heart was racing at first. It completely stopped. I felt so much peace. Like, oh my gosh. God was trying to show me and I found it. And I felt so from that. Like, I was good. Of course, I woke him up. Normally, I would be rah, 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 rah. Nope. I politely woke him up. I asked him about it. He made it seem like something totally different. Like, oh, it's not like that. And oh, I'm not back talking to this girl because it's been almost 3 years and I do nothing. But the disrespect, like, why would you start back talking to this girl that did all of that? Like, why risk me for this?
When you know you over it, that's when you know you over it. He said you better show out, and it was only $20. For $20, I ain't competing with nobody who accepting $20 going out for that. $20, call me ungrateful. I just feel like I wouldn't be that. That's like bottom of the barrel type of. Who the hell did he just buy? Because that $20, times are hard, but damn, it can't. The way inflation going, I don't know what the hell to do with $20.
I think she bought some condoms. That's what I'm assuming.
I mean, it's not like he bought. Some of you out. What she show out with?
Selling pussy
with talent, right? She better show out tonight, right? I get what she's saying, cause that's some guy. I know this is guy talk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Off of $20 though.
Oh shit!
Somebody get it. Somebody feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely she's over the situation because
if you somebody's cheating on you, hey, you're dealing with, you know. And if you a thief and you a steal, you like, you know, you ain't doing nothing wrong. But when you telling you
the story, y'all be having the raps.
Damn it! And I've been working
the whole story time.
Yeah, he showed you. But hey,
to jail, and he was helping her bond out. That's why he was sending cash apps back and forth, because she owed. Why the jail? You bonding this girl out of jail, and then even if you was doing something so helpful, the person would have been like, "Hey, this is what's going to be helpful, y'all." So we just having a conversation about it. Like I said, I had so much peace after I seen it. Once I seen it, Lord literally gave me all the peace that I needed, because normally I would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. This time, I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to be around him. I did not like him. I was disgusted. I went back on the couch. Cool. Normally he know that I would not talk to him for a while and I would just come back around. This time, I didn't say this boy. The first week I was like, I haven't thought about it. Like, I'm cool. And that's when I started to realize I was really over the situation. Like, I ain't say nothing to him. I would walk past him. I would do what I have to do. I wouldn't even be like mad. I would just keep it pushing. In his head, he thought she always do this. She'll come back like, we always go through this. Baby, I didn't have nothing else to say. I was quiet as a mouse. I didn't say nothing, barely anything about the kids. Like, that's how quiet I was. Okay, cool. So, y'all, I think we still not talking. Still not talking. I walk in the house one day. He got some flowers. And he saw me walk by, and I didn't walk towards him. I walked in the room. He sat him down on the table. Y'all, them flowers sat right there. I was not fucking around. Them flowers sat right there. So he was like, that I was not messing around. Like, this time when I say I felt so much peace, because I was trying to figure out, like, when did you start back talking to this girl? Like, what? I'm in the whole time. The friend told y'all about that, do all the cheating. The girl that wanted my necklace, she asked a friend to go to his gender reveal, and I was at the gender reveal. So the boy reached out to my ex, so he gonna say no. Like, it was so messy and like,
Guys, if you're balding in 2026, what are you? It's an easy solution. It does tens of thousands of.
It wasn't no motherfucking rest. Shit, that's what she asked for. She asked for $20. And bro said, shit, if I'm giving you this $20, you better show out, bitch. I'm giving you what you asked for, shit. You ain't asked for no more than the dub, then that's what I'm gonna give you. Shit. What you talking about? better show out on this. Damn, she ate the. Damn, she showed out for $20. She got put through the mattress for $20. It's crazy. It must have been hard
Must have been
times,
sad
man.
and
It
sick.
was
But the
hard
girl knew
times.
the whole time and she was still trying to play it cool. Like, you weird. You are. Y'all, I found out I was being nosy. I go to her page. Why she have on the same uniform that this boy be already putting two and two together? Why y'all have on the same uniform? Why does this boy put her on the job? Y'all, I was too done. But like I said, I had so much peace over me. Like, I was pregnant. I was you wasn't coming in the delivery room with me. I don't want you around me. I don't want you to talk to me. Cause you weird and you knew what you was doing, but you like, oh, she just crazy and she be tripping. She toxic. No, you are a manipulator and you sick and you evil and you going to God. All right, y'all, we made it to see. At this point, I already know the relationship is over. Like, I'm over him. I'm done. That stumbled when I found out he was gonna her, and it wasn't necessarily about her, because it was just the disrespect that came along this girl that was like, nah, you did too much. And I told him, I was like, you took it way far. So, like I said, 2 weeks had passed. I was not talking to him. I was not playing. He bought flowers. They sat on that cabinet. And then when he seen I wasn't touching, he went base. I still did not hear. Y'all, so I'm calling my auntie for every little thing. Everything. I know she was so tired of me, but I'm back. I'm telling her what's going on. Like, she keeping me calm. She keeping me level-headed. Like, for everything. And I appreciate her so much because she didn't have to do that. But yeah, I'm her everything that's going on. And she was basically trying to see. One thing I like about my family, they are not like, rah, rah, rah. Oh yeah, he did it. It's obvious he was very wrong. But being that he's not a bad thing, he just have done some really tough things when it came to women. And that's the part that I just don't respect. So
That's because of how he was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mama installs a mother is supposed to teach a son how to treat a woman by watching the way and then you also learn how to treat women by the way that you see men treat your mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I won't say everybody that my aunt or my mom dealt with was great men, but they had good qualities about them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I know for sure that your mom teach you how to treat a woman, and you also learn how to treat a woman by the way you see men or the men in your family treat women. So yeah.
like I said, I don't fool with his mom. I told his mom how I felt. At this point, we still living together, but our lease is almost up. When I say I could not stay in the house with that boy no longer, I couldn't do it. I'm planning my escape plan. I'm trying to get out of here. When I say I'm calling my Amy, what you think I should do? What do you think I should do? So she's trying to comfort me the whole time. Like, she was so real for that. And I had decided, okay, the lease is almost up. He's thinking I'm going to stay this up. I am not doing that. I'm leaving before I have this baby. I was due in August and our lease was up in September. I'm not waiting till September. I called the leasing office.
Nature.
Hey, I can't walk up the stairs being pregnant. Got out the lease. Got out of the lease. I got to get out of here. I can't be around this boy. Like, I can't do it no more. So they let me. Now y'all know that he works for plant, so he was traveling at the time, and for a long time he wasn't working. Like, I don't know what it was at a specific time for work. So he left work. Again, I'm planning my getaway. I got to get away from this boy before he get back. I packed that house. I packed apartment so fast. And yeah, so actually I had a baby shower. It was the beginning of August. I thought it, showed his family, not show his family. I gave it to him to his family. Nobody from his family came. Not one person. He didn't come either. I didn't really care because I knew he had to work and was working for a while. I didn't really care. But in that moment, I was like, yeah, I gotta go. So I went home immediately. My auntie was like, just rest, give it some time, just rest. I was packing up everything, that house up maybe in 2 days. Everything, a 3-bedroom apartment. The only thing I left was his room. I packed up my kids' room, bathrooms. I was done. I called my brothers, my cousins came and helped, and left. Now the apartment that I wanted, it wasn't gonna be ready in time, so I went to my auntie house for, was it a month? Maybe a month. Let me go, and I appreciate her so much. She did not have to do that, but she knew like I was ready to go. Like I had to go. I can't be here. I can't do this, especially with me being pregnant. I didn't want to stress my baby out. Like it was just too much. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for listening. One more thing that I'm tell y'all, I don't know if I want that because it was wild.
Whew. This was a good story time. I like this story. She is
To do in these
What's
situations.
the other thing you don't want to tell us?
not to join the paid one. Just join the free one for right now or whatever.
I guess not. Then fuck you, then stingy motherfucker. But yeah, that was a wild whoop de whoop. Yeah, me. Just gotta be careful what type of niggas you choose, man. That's same thing go for men. Y'all gotta be careful who y'all choose. Who y'all choose to, think y'all want to be with, because not everybody on the same type time as you, man. Not everybody ready to be in a relationship, and people got their own reasons. You know what I'm saying? Some people just not financially stable. They not ready for that shit. Some people might be healing from some shit. It depends. Everybody got their own reasons for why they do the things that they do. And we all got our own walks of life and trauma that we've been through that keep us in a space that we in for a certain amount of time until we get strong enough to break out of it and bloom into the incredible people that we become later on down the line. So, yeah. Trust your gut. That's all I can say. Trust your gut, man. Know yourself. Love yourself before you try to love somebody else. Real rap. Care for yourself before you try to care for someone else, because if you don't love or care for yourself, you ain't never going to be able to love and care for nobody else. Take first. That's not selfish. Ain't nothing wrong with taking care of yourself first. At the end of the day, you come first before anything else or anybody else. You come first. You know what I'm saying? Like you are the base of the foundation. You're the foundation. So what happens if you don't take care of the foundation? It fall apart, and then everything on top falls with it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take care of you first. Physically, mentally, financially, everything. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing you can do is go into a situation and the person that you're going into a situation got the table set. You ain't got nothing to bring to the table. It's the worst thing you can do. Because now that person going to walk all over you. Let's find something else. Oh, this is the one we watched the other day about the 4-year-old that have died in the fire. Rest in peace to young boy. What was his name? DeAnthony. Rest in peace to DeAnthony. She was 10 when her safe place became the person who tried to take her life. Her gym friend ditched her in Jamaica. We might watch that joint right there. Wait, hold on. It says she survived 30 gunshots, but I think we watched this. Hold on, let me listen to it real quick. Didn't I watch this before? I think this the hood chick. Hold on. I think I did. Let me listen real quick first. She survived 30 gunshots. Damn. I only get hit a couple times. That motherfucker got shot. How many times she got hit? I'm gonna know right off the back if I watched this before.
Hey TikTok, so I am about to do story time on how I was dealing with this guy and my car got shot up over 30 times and I got grazed in the head by a bullet and survived. Y'all, if you from my hometown and you know this really happened, everything I'm about to say this facts. I wrote a book and everything about it. I just like bringing awareness. You never know who's in a similar situation, and speak out a traumatic situation. And I also do want to disclose that I'm not going to use anybody's real name. So the names will be make believe, but the situation will definitely be real. I'll show y'all pictures and everything too. And I also want to disclose that now looking back on it, I'm an older, mature person, and I definitely take full accountability and responsibility for just being young and naive and putting myself in situations that led to me being hurt or just feeling like, oh, it could never happen to me type of thing, and it most definitely did. So yeah, the guy that I was with at the time, we are going to call him JJ. That's what we're gonna call him. Okay, so I had just got out of at the time, it was a 4-year relationship with my BD. Y'all, I'm talking about, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna tell no lies, y'all. I'm finna lay it all out on the table and just be fully transparent with
I think I watched.
So like, he was doing me in, y'all. I'm talking about years of doing me in. Like it was a little there, but you know, he gonna be a nigga at the end of the day. All my life died. It's alright. But yeah, a nigga gonna be a nigga at the end of the day. So yeah, 4 years him doing me in, y'all. And I ended up getting caught doing something. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got caught doing something I
I
really
had a
didn't have no
feeling we.
but I
Yeah,
didn't
we
get to
did.
kind of told him, quote unquote, myself. So it led to us breaking up. We were staying together at the time. I ended up moving back home.
Let me see. I think she started messing with this other dude. Hold on. Let me see.
How the street is, y'all. It's a one.
What do you mean? You can get a degree from an AI university?
Yeah, from Maestro. Maestro is an accredited AI-led university, which means you can earn a legitimate bachelor's degree and make it around your goals.
So, what are you studying?
AI software engineering. But they've got computer science.
It's a one way. So I'm on the way over there, y'all. I got my music blast. I'm not thinking too much of really nothing, honestly. Like I said, fresh out of a 4-year relationship, young, wild, and exactly.
Like, what is with people? I just don't understand. I mean, I get it. She at 5%, so they can't even see who they that. Getting gun violence.
Saying nothing to nobody. And if I ain't mistaken, y'all, I think at the time my phone was off. Like, I think my phone was off. So I really think I had to use somebody else's phone to call my mama. I did. My phone was off. I think my phone had literally just got cut off. So I'm at the hospital, whatever, they checking me. So they bring in these little things. I can't remember the name of them, but they come, I grab her a little mini mop and put it on your hand. And it's supposed to be okay. So yeah, she ended up taking my braids down. I got a video of her taking my braids down and just shaking her head. She
This sound like a video I watched, but I don't think it is. This is. I really don't.
So y'all, before I even get into y'all, if this gonna be part 5, I need to just make a couple things clear real fast. I don't really like confusion on my page. So I went live not that long ago, and a guy got on there stating that my page was misleading. Let me clear up what he said. So number one, I have never got on here and said that I got shot 30 times. I said my car got shot over 30 times is what I said. I said video because I don't want to lead anyone. I did not get shot. My car got shot over 30 times. I really thought that I was making that crystal clear. So I'm going to say it again just so I know. Number two, I stated that I just wanted to bring awareness, and I was told what could I then what you gonna do? But at the time, I'm not even thinking about that like that because it do make sense. Like if they just shot your car up with him in it, why wouldn't they come shoot his house up? But luckily they didn't though, y'all. But I'm just looking back on younger me, I was out of control. Cause girl, like why would you even go put yourself in another situation like that? Silly me. Silly me. I think of the other word for it, but it's a cancer that's in the stomach. So a stomach cancer. She was like, I'm in stage 4. So y'all know me, I'm crying. She was like, I can't have you crying right now. Like I need you to uplift me. Like I gotta keep good spirits or whatever. Like that. Like she was speaking so positive about my appointments. If you have an off day and want to come, that's fine. You're not finna miss out on that apartment. This and that. You and your son need your own space. So I still ended up moving into my ENS ICU. It's so many ICU hospital because I actually used to work on one. It's like 4 or 5 of them. We trying to figure out exactly what room she in. We going down the hall or whatever. Y'all just been stopping in the hallway when we come from. We was like in one day. I didn't even have the strength. I kept trying to try to talk myself out of getting out that car and couldn't move. I wrote out a whole letter that I literally still have upstairs. I was supposed to be read at the funeral. I could not even.
Yeah, I don't remember watching this, but saying I watched it, so I don't remember. I don't remember watching this, but yeah, I probably gotta watch the whole thing because she ain't say nothing that made my mind remember it, and I'm good at remembering. So like, I'm good at remembering. If you see him on live, I don't like it. I don't get that. I don't remember this one though. I don't remember watching this shit though. I ain't gonna beat myself up. Let's find something else to watch real quick. Okay. Did I watch this one? It said her best friend set her up to be killed while she was pregnant. It looked like I did though, because the line right here is red, so that's saying that I watched it. Yeah, the line red, so yeah, I watched this. Damn, I be on a watchathon or something. This is probably when I be at work. I just be letting them motherfuckers play. What's my other guy name? Let me see. Big Play Ray. I don't think this is the name of his page though, but hopefully it'll pop up. No. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to find this other genre real quick. Damn, I be watching everything, man. God damn. All right, let me see if I can find my man Big Play Ray. Damn, what's my dog name? I gotta go through my go in my phone and go all the way back. Trying to find my guy, right? Oh, computer about to die. Well, my laptop about to die anyway, so there ain't even no need for me to carry on. Shit. Shit was fully charged. Damn, I ain't have it plugged up this whole time. I'm skizzing. I'm tripping, gang. Yeah, I'm gonna let my laptop charge for a little while. I'll be back. I'll probably be back late though. It's probably gonna be like 12 o'clock. I'm gonna let my laptop charge for like 2 hours or something. And I'll be back, y'all. Love. Let's ball. In stream.